What's up, y'all? It's your guy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and this is Fight Talk number 36. Man, we've made 36 of these, and I got my boy from the UK, Ed. And today I didn't know if we were gonna do Fight Talk. Today's a very sad day. You can see with the thumbnail, the title of the video. I think we gotta talk about the elephant in the room. The Dan Hooker files. Um,
Ugh.
I don't know where to start, y'all. It's gonna be hard to say, come out of my mouth, but I am a Dan Hooker fan. I don't know if there ever was a time to be a switch up. You know what I'm saying? This is
Do we
very
know
tough for
if
me.
do we know if all of this is true though? We know what all of this stuff's like though, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, but
like
you
I,
know,
I remember
uh,
when do you remember that girl accusing Alex Pereira of all sorts? Like we won't use the words. And then obviously that's gone really, really quiet. Like no one ever
yeah,
people forget
it's a
about that
little
stuff.
it's a little different though. This girl came with some receipts. I'm not
Receipts.
gonna lie. Yeah, this is nah, bro. I can't even lie, bro. It's bad. I mean, if she was able to AI is pretty dope, man. It's crazy. I
If
was
it was
playing around with it. I was
would you say it's AI if our boy Paddy was behind it?
yeah, of course, bro. If we could somehow, just get the reputation. Honestly, if I could live my life without knowing this, I would have been okay. This fucks up a lot of things for me
So
personally.
it is though.
Um,
Like you mess around with side chick, bro. They hit you differently, man. They hit you differently.
all right, so I do have a confession to make, y'all. Um, I promise you guys, it's not about the Rainbow Coalition, but once upon a time, young eBay wanted to be a pimp, and I
Where's this
used to
going?
watch a lot of Vlad TV interviews with pimps, and I'll say it like this, right? This girl that's exposing Dan Hooker obviously has never had any pimping. And Ed, I'm going to ask you a very rhetorical question. You're probably not going to know the answer to, but do you know the difference between a hoe and a promiscuous prostitute? All right, I'll take that as a no. A hoe, it's kind of like an entrepreneur versus someone with a real job with a corporation. A hoe is an employee of a company. A promiscuous prostitute is a woman that's self-employed and gets income on her own, right? So she doesn't have the benefits of a hoe, right? Like the pimping. Now there are some
She doesn't get
detract.
holiday pay. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. She doesn't get the benefits. But there are some detractors, right? You get taxed. You know what I'm saying.
Like
The pimp
you
does
don't get
does
dental insurance.
yeah. He takes a tax, right? But when you're a promiscuous prostitute, there are some bad things because you don't get the 401k. You could get robbed. You could get put in the next Jeffrey Dahmer documentary. There's a few
I
bad things.
don't think she's type, by the way. But
Yeah, maybe. But
you'll know his type.
but basically, um, rule number one for every hoe: you never disrespect your trick or humiliate your trick because you end the cash flow. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that is very, very true, and it saddens me to say it, Dan Hooker was a trick. I mean, a
Can
trick.
I just say
Of
how ahead of the curve I am? I said to you 2 years ago to do one of those trick or not like tier lists for UFC fighters because this becomes
and it was about Ricky Simone. You remember? It
it
wasn't
was
even about. It
no,
wasn't
this all
about.
started about was it Johnny Eblin as well? There was quite a few.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
became quite a thing, and it was
yeah.
like Tricky was just a play on words with him, and then it was like all these guys were
Uh,
getting exposed and baited out, and it was like especially Eblin as well. But
and here's the thing.
Kobe was coming out with those girls, and Joanna was talking shit to him. There's quite a few things going on.
Yeah, and here's the thing, y'all. I don't know why he was doing what he was doing with the wife and kids. But
bro, to be
she's-
honest, it'd be them.
Eh.
It'd be them that fucking around more than like the single dudes, man. I keep telling people, is the ones in the supposed steady homes that be doing this stuff and shocking people. You know the ones that are like married 20 years and all that stuff.
yeah,
They're the ones experimenting and all that stuff, man. The single dudes don't be wilding out like this, man.
yeah, bro. Yeah, man, it's a bad look, but
Can we just say that we haven't heard anything from him yet, so it is a bit like.
well, I mean, he kind of responded on Twitter, right? He kind of was like, "What I miss," you know. But
bro, he's associated to Izzy, so I'm not really surprised.
But it's crazy because that whole squad is a little weird. What's his name? Carlos Olberg, former male stripper. Yeah, it's. I mean, maybe Manal Cop. He saw the signs. He saw the signs. But
was this when he was calling them all slurs at the?
Yeah. He said the whole team, bro. He said the whole team. Maybe he knew something we didn't. But the way I look at it personally. And I offered this lady an interview in the DMs. I did. But she knew it was a trap because I was going to call her a promiscuous prostitute because she does not obviously have no pimping knowledge. And she's an idiot for outing him like this because now she's going back to the bingo halls or the bingo strip clubs and she's going to be enjoying them ones falling on her face. Or she's gonna enjoy being a bottle girl for the rest of her life. All right, you do not destroy someone like this who is paying your rent, dummy. I wonder how that's gonna get paid.
Yeah,
no. She wants to be evil. We can both be evil here, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping everything a buck. Another thing. It's kind of crazy because I was thinking about it yesterday. She was talking about abuse and being kidnapped. Why haven't you gone to the authorities? You know what I'm saying?
It'd be like that sometimes, though. It's
right, but isn't that crazy? Like
yeah.
you've been domestic, or like I'm not saying she couldn't have outed him as well, but why hasn't she gone to the authorities yet? She literally was at the last pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be honest, I don't know who she is. I literally.
No, well, she's a nobody. She was a no. Now she's kind of a somebody. But like the way I look at it,
do you think Ariel would get her on?
No. This is no. It's too grimy. That's why I took the role. I took the role. Yeah, this is some grimy shit eBay has to do. You know what I'm saying? Gutter work. But like I said, homegirl, this is a safe space. You are welcome to do an interview with your boy.
Can we just say, like, I want to tell everybody, like, I'm sure Eva agrees here, don't do drugs and stay in school, kids, because Dan Hooker's getting the tattoos, the weird blonde, the weird bleach hair.
I would hope he did. I would hope he did drugs. You know what I'm saying? No. I would hope that this was a drug, induced, and this wasn't like
you could justify if he was under the influence.
Hell yeah! What the fuck, bro? My man was going through a drug situation, and he was on hard times. Like Jeff Neal out here trying to blame every loss on alcohol. You seen that? But yeah, like back to the point. Like I said, homegirl, you're welcome on the channel. We will talk about how you're a promiscuous prostitute.
Do you actually even know her name? I don't know her name. This is the best bit. I actually don't know her name.
Hold up.
See, this is what I'm saying. You have to Google it as well. I don't even know her name. Like, she's not like that.
Well, I think Keeks, Mrs. Keeks. You are welcome, Mrs. Promiscuous Prostitute, Mrs. Failed Hoe.
That's such an OF name as well.
Yeah, Keeks. I think Keeks Grace. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't think she's a. I think she's just a stripper. I won't. I don't think she's an OF. I mean, she might be. I don't know. But
Well,
here's the thing.
now
At
you
the end
gotta
of the
watch her.
day, um, yeah, you fucked up, homegirl. I don't know where your revenue and your income is gonna be coming from because you're cooked. And I don't think the other tricks are gonna be coming at you. That's why I'm telling you, bro. These women need pimping in their life. You know what I'm saying? Now, I am not promoting pimping. I was very young when I wanted to try to do it as a career, and then I found out it was against the law, and I decided no, that's not my, it's not my avenue of life. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying from everything I learned from interviews, not from real life experience, that
Allegedly, let's throw that out there for legal.
allegedly, no real life experience, allegedly she is a clown, and you don't mess up your lick, you don't mess up your trick because you mess up your money. And she's stupid for this. And what I think really happened, because I think, I'm not gonna lie, Ed, I think everything she's attacking him for is real. As it saddens me, because you can't fake DMs like that. Maybe
Yeah,
you can. The only and I had a little bit of hope because the phone was like messed up and looked old, you know.
yeah.
But then I saw her. She took it down though. I think someone contacted her and said, "Hey, you need to chill out. You're being evil right now." But she, I think, posted a video with her taking the phone, and then with him like sleeping and taking the phone, and then recording what the phone looks like, what he was next to, and it looked like that kind of those screenshots. Basically, I don't know why the guy is rich, or well, I don't know if he's rich, but he's like he has money. I don't know why he doesn't get a new phone, but hey, it's Dan's life. Um,
You're
but yeah,
saying you're saying get a burner phone in future if you want to do this.
um, no. There's a few things. You sleep under the pillow with your phone if you're gonna cheat. Uh, yeah, I would say that. I would totally say
Is
that.
this is this the FA masterclass on how to get away with cheating?
No, it was. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if you've seen the video. She took it down, but it's pretty crazy. Like you don't want your girl. Like I mean, the way he turned his back against the phone, like you're almost like it's just there to be taken.
Yeah,
Taking
man.
candy from a kid.
That's happened to McGregor as well a few times as well, man. It happens to these athletes, doesn't it? Like a lot of it for the
Well,
girls.
how did he get caught up? Right, he just was flirting. He got caught right on video or something.
With McGregor,
Yeah, or what did nothing on his phone, right? Or am I tripping?
not on his phone, but obviously, if, like girls and stuff, have obviously like got pictures of him whilst he's been like asleep or like their backs, his back's turned to them, innit? It happens
Yeah,
to
no.
it happens. It does happen to like athletes and stuff, but a lot of it, especially like musicians as well. Like obviously, these girls sometimes with these girls, it's just like, oh, I want to let the world know that I got with so and so. Like it's a flex for some of them, and it's like a badge.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, and I do feel bad for him. It does suck probably to be outed like this. I do not, and here's the thing. I think, and also, I I truly believe she was her pride was a little hurt when she found out the truth. That's what I think happened. And also, not gonna lie to Dan, it's not cool to be sleeping around with guys and then trying to fuck a girl right after. It's kind of like STD stuff like that. It's kind of fucked up. You know, just saying. Just being honest. Um, Things like that spread around. I don't know if he was using protection. Who knows? Only God knows. But maybe that's why she crashed out, or maybe the possibility of her getting the STD made her crash out like this. But homegirl, if you're gonna say the dude um did something to you, you contact the authorities. Then I actually really believe it. But this seems like, again, someone bitter and a little hurt that it was a guy. Because she said in her video she was used to it being girls, so I think her pride was a little hurt too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I can't believe we've talked about this for 15 minutes. This got to be a new record, Like,
Yeah, I'm talking about nonsense.
You're crazy. This
this
took away from the fact that he lost a BSD, by the way.
I don't know, and the timing of it probably sucks. That's the fucked up part. The timing of it. She's evil for that. She did that right after he lost, mind you. That one, that's not right. You see, that was a very that was a low blow by her. But yeah, like I said, yeah, she's a very interesting human being. Again, like I said, y'all, a promiscuous prostitute, not a successful hoe with pimping. So yeah, she's gonna have to regroup. Um, yeah, I don't know. Enjoy the bottle clubs and get the stripping uniform ready because you're gonna have to be dancing on the pole again. Just saying. But in other news, we had 2 pay-per-views this year. We are now in the Paramount era. It really wasn't anything for you, or did you have to download Paramount in the UK? Was that like a big difference or
we
no?
still get everything on TNT Sports, so nothing's changed
Oh,
for
okay.
us.
All right. Well,
So
for me,
for us,
it was
the Paddy one. We had to pay for because I say to you, we get most pay-per-views for free, but like there's like McGregor cards. The Paddy's a big deal here, so obviously they made us pay like 25 for it.
oh, no.
Other than that, it was the Volcon was free.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, this fight talk was supposed to be about Patty Pim losing. I had a whole thumbnail. I had a whole thumbnail ready.
I was convinced because you've done it like 3 or 4 times where you're like, what's it called? Pack watch is like done, and then like you'll bring it back for like a special person. I was convinced you were going to bring one back for Paddy, but it didn't happen. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't feel like he lost. I don't feel like it was that bad of a loss, if I'm honest.
Yeah, exactly. If he would have like, you know how he got dropped in the first round.
Yeah.
And if he would have got finished like that, then there was a chance. But I'm not gonna lie, he had a valiant effort. I do feel like I'm not gonna lie, he kind of fooled me with the Chandler fight. I did think there was a skill leap that he made. And I think he did make a leap since the Jared Gordon fight, but he still makes some of the same mistakes. And
he makes me nervous though, man, because his hands are so low, and when someone's like Justin's right in your face, it's quite scary.
Well, you know what it is for me though? It's not even about the hands being low. It's about like the defense and then the weapons with the offense with his hands being low. He doesn't have like he doesn't have I mean, he has a kind of a jab, but it's not like he doesn't change the levels of the jab. He doesn't have different jabs like a snappy jab.
There's not like a jab to the body. There's not like a that power time with jab to the body,
yeah,
snap it, and then top with the left hook.
Exactly right. Yeah, there's variations of.
For me, the overhand. I don't know what it was. It was either he wasn't getting his time in. I know he's kind of good with.
You know what it was actually?
Not clicking as much.
It was kind of like the Dubois versus Joshua thing. As Joshua went for the uppercut, you get so he was. I understand where he was coming from because Gaethje does that thing where he slips his head to the right a lot. But again, I'm sorry, it's simple boxing. You never throw an uppercut without a setup. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're gonna throw the uppercut, it has to be off a slip, off a defensive movement, so that the defensive movement has to be a setup. There has to be something where you're setting it up with the uppercut, because if you just throw it straight, the cross beats it all the time. That's just simple boxing. And that's kind of what happened to him. He just got beat to the punch a lot.
There were 2 things I didn't like. I didn't like there was a lack of adjustment when he was in that front headlock position with Justin.
That was I was impressed. That's old school wrestling right there. That's high school wrestling, baby. High school American wrestling.
Justin would just pin his head and just start clubbing him from underneath. He landed some excellent shots. And then the other one I didn't like was particularly in the clinch, the uppercut just catching him. It was just like, because I feel like there weren't necessarily a right hand or a left hook that hurt him. I feel like it was mainly the uppercuts. I could be wrong, but like the 2 or 3 knockdowns, majority of them were down to the uppercuts or the way they set up. But I didn't like one of the. I know this is an excuse, but I didn't like the fact that the eye poke kind of led to one of the knockdowns.
Yeah, that's why
I do feel like particularly in rounds 1 and 2, and then even the third one, I felt like he was looking all right. And then I'm not going to say change the trajectory of the fight, but when you've got 2 high level fighters in there, these margins matter. And I feel like
Yeah.
on the scorecards it might have been 4-1, but I feel like he tried. I feel like he gave it a good crack. And I feel like it wasn't the worst 4-1 scorecards we've seen. Like, you know, how people you think you can lose a fight 4-1, but you can look like you got absolutely smoked. I feel like he looked good in all of like, aside from maybe the second round, he looked good in all 5 rounds.
Yeah. No,
He had his
I
moments.
agree. I agree. I got the
I did want him to take it this ground because I feel like he had so much of an advantage there. That was the only thing.
yeah, I had got the what's it called? The casual opinion from one of my friends.
Yeah.
And you know, I really wanted to shit on your boy, but he kinda talked me out of it. He told me, well, you gotta be fair. You know, he was going in there not the superior fighter. And it was in my eyes, right? The way I looked at
Yeah.
it. And then I think he somewhat I mean,
His output was good though. This is what I'm saying. 170 strikes across 5 rounds. Justin landed what 200. It's just like his output was good.
no, well, here's what I gotta say. I think I do think I saw the issues that I've always seen, but he did some things that were good. I do think he made Justin look old in there to a certain degree. You know, there were moments where I was like, you know, he had once he let the jab go. I think was
Yeah.
it the third round was kind of a swing round for him, right? The third round was a swing round. I
Yeah,
thought
this is
that
what I was trying to
was
say earlier. The third round definitely swung it, and you could see the momentum of the fight change.
yeah, he was starting to like really believe in his jab and he was really using it and he was sticking it, you know what I'm saying? That's when I was like, okay, he's kind of like he has a brain, but one thing I will say is very hard. A lot of people don't talk about it. So adjustments and fights, it's easier in my opinion for a technical guy to go from a technical fight to a brawl. It's very hard for a guy to brawl and then go to a technical fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I completely understand what you mean.
Yeah,
Completely.
yeah, I've never really seen anyone do it. So honestly, that adjustment for him to make it technical in the striking wasn't there. The only thing I had a problem with, and I was kind of shocked by, was the lack of takedowns in the beginning, takedown attempts. Like, I know
Because
he's
I
not
know
a wrestler.
yeah, I know you've wrestled and grappled, but it's like you got more of a shot, especially when they're really dry at the start to do something. Especially if Paddy's got your back. I don't understand why. I don't. The corner really wanted him to try in the fifth. He didn't really try, but it's like, where was this in rounds 1 and 2? But I just think he went in there with a point to prove and be like, I can stand on the feet. Like he wanted to earn everybody's respect as well. But I think if he just fought his fight and fought his game plan, surely from his camp that can't have been the game plan for him to just stand there and strike or brawl with Justin Gaethje for 5 rounds.
Yeah,
Because unfortunately, right, you know this as well as I do. Fights are scored on damage first.
yeah.
And there's no universe I think Paddy hits harder than Justin Gaethje. I just feel like I don't understand how you feel like you're going to win a 5-round fight that scored on damage. And Justin Gaethje got to what 2 or 3 knockdowns in 3 of the 5 rounds or something. Like it's just you at that point you need to take it to the ground and strangle him because the only way you're going to win is by finish. But yeah, I just felt like sometimes you just need to game plan and see, right, I know this guy's not good at this. I need to drag him there and do this. It's not going to be like, right, well, I'm going to beat him at his own game. Like this, we can't like. This is probably your best chance to get the belts or get like a win like Justin Gaethje on your record, right? Because let's be real, like I don't think that's not the best Justin Gaethje I've seen in there.
Oh yeah, it's
He looked really slow in there. He looked really old.
yeah. I think
To the point where obviously Dan Hooker in a post-fight presser, this was after the other event. He asked all the reporters who he has picked Justin Gaethje to beat Ilia Topuria. Not one of them picked him.
yeah. I don't, you know, I'm sorry, like, and I say this in the most respectful way to Gaethje. I think that for me personally,
He's getting sacrificed at the White House.
yeah, I don't think he lasts around. I just don't know how he lasts. I just honestly, at first on paper, when you asked me about the fight, like even after the Fiziev fight, I would have been like, oh, Gaethje can do some stuff. You know what I'm saying? He could do some stuff, right? That's what I'm thinking in my head. But as I think about it now, I'm just like, what can he really do? I mean, he
The
didn't.
the only thing I can think of is you got to make it look like the Michael Johnson fight. He's got to make it look fucking chaotic for Ilya. That's
Yeah,
the only thing. It's got to be something where he just has to throw caution to the window. Yes, he probably gets clipped on the inside, but you've got to make Ilya be like throw or look sloppy. Do you know what I mean? You've
yeah.
got,
I've only seen one guy do it. Jai Herbert did it, and he got killed for it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was the most sloppiest I would say
That for the majority of
Ilya
the
looked.
for the majority of that fight, though, he stayed on the outside. He did really well, but then obviously he got crowded against that fence, and then obviously head, body, head, boom.
Yeah.
That's what,
But you know what I'm talking about, where like Ilya was kind of chasing him. He wasn't setting things up. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of like trying to get him.
the only other fight I've really seen is the Bryce Mitchell one. I don't feel like he looked that good on the feet.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Actually, let me take that one back. Yeah, I remember that. He was getting lit up. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Bryce Mitchell,
That's
Bryce,
what I forget. Yeah, I always
Bryce
forget
Mitchell's a
about
bit
that one.
unorthodox though. He's weird to fight in front. Like I know people say, "Oh, he's stand up shit," but it's like sometimes
It's
it be the
effective.
sometimes
It's
it be the
effective.
people who are just so shit that, and so awkward that they make you shit as well. A bit like
Yeah,
what Drickers does to people. Like Drickers is so awkward. It's like, what the fuck's he doing? Like
yeah.
you know how Drickers makes people look shit in there. It's like he's done the same to like Robin, Izzy and stuff. I think, like I said,
Well,
Justin needs to be
to
a bit chaotic, bro. He needs to make it messy.
to be fair, I feel like Patty does that too to some guys. You know, he has a little bit of that. I felt like he was having a. I think that's what made Justin look bad, was because of what you just said about what Drickers does to people. Because Patty was doing it too. You know, with the kind of blitz or whatever that he kind of
Yeah,
normally does. I just think like watching it, I was just like, where's Gaethje's leg kicks? You know, he was kind of like, he's very methodical. I mean, his timing was really good. I will give him that. But his speed looked off. He just looked like an experienced fighter. Like he knew what to do in those moments, but he didn't look athletic. He didn't look um fast. He didn't look young. There's a lot of things he didn't look like,
he
but
looked
he
le-
did.
he
He
looked
did.
like
He looked experienced. You
awesome.
know what I'm saying? Like a veteran beating up a young guy. That's what I saw, but I didn't see a future champion.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, for me, it was just
Yeah.
yeah, it was just but I don't know if you like saw the post fight presses and stuff, but it was like Justin Gaethje was asked about that specifically about the leg kicks. Basically, it was basically part of this. Oh, not the kick until after round three because they just said they didn't want any of the legs get caught or have any sort of clinch or takedown situation initiated. So they
I, I
basically
thought I thought he looked fast against Fiziev the second time, and I thought he looked fast against Chandler. For sure, Chandler. I feel like he looked fast against Chandler, especially with the slip uppercut that he landed. You know, the little shovel uppercut he landed. I thought he looked fast there.
yeah, it was. You might be right though. It might be Paddy made him look awkward. We will find out. Gaethje might still be fast, but he's getting hit quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean,
But forget Max
what
knocking him
what?
out. Forget Max
Okay,
knocking.
what's the strategy if your team Gaethje going against Ilya? What's the
What's the strategy? You've
yeah?
got
What's
absolutely
yeah
you got to throw Topuria off his rhythm. I'm going to be honest.
yeah
But Topuria is one of those guys where, especially, I understand. Yeah, if you have a boxing fight with someone that's predominantly a boxer, if you make it a nice technical boxing fight, he's going to absolutely fuck you up. You've got a dirty
yeah
box. You've got a clinch. You've got to mix everything. You got to mix all of those weapons. That rolling thunder that you throw sometimes, absolutely fucking throw that shit.
yeah. No, I completely agree. I think he's gonna have to really
You've
make.
got to make that fight extremely messy, like the Michael Johnson fight. Like I said, that was his debut in the UFC, but you've got to absolutely do things to the point where people think, "What the fuck's he doing?" But like the madness, there's a method to the madness. Do you get what I mean? That's kind of the game plan you need. It's one of those kind of games
Yeah
where it's like, right, you cannot just stand there and just be in the pocket or have him right or line like. If Ilya lines you up, he'll do exactly what he did to Charles. It'll be like boom boom. That's all she wrote. It's because my issue isn't about there's so many like things that just go hand in hand. Ilya obviously hits very hard, so you can't eat too many of those punches. But also, just in case you eat a lot of those punches, which is obviously it is a disaster waiting to happen. So I genuinely think you've got to make that fight the most fucked up 10-minute fight of your life because you're only gonna have 10 minutes to do what you want to do in there.
Yeah, it's
If you're lucky, by the way.
it's gonna be interesting for sure. I'm gonna be for sure interested.
It's weird though because everyone's saying this fight's gonna get made. I don't see Topuria being interested in this fight though. It probably does get made, but I don't think Topuria is necessarily interested. Didn't come to 155 to fight Justin Gaethje. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think what they're gonna do. I mean, this to be honest, 324 isn't really too much to talk about. So we can kind of get into what I've been hearing is obviously we know that they want to do Gaethje versus Ilya at the White House, but what I heard also is our guy Ian Gary is going to Georgia to learn how to wrestle because I'm shocked by it, and I know you're shocked by it, but Ali got beat.
Yeah.
He got who is Ian Gary's manager? Actually, that's the greatest question I want to know now.
Ian Gary seems to be like one of those culture vultures.
Oh my God, it's his wife.
Yeah, you knew this.
I forgot about this. I did not know she was. Oh, I forgot. I thought
he gonna take a percentage.
Oh shit, she beat Ali. Oh wow. Okay, respect, lady. All right, good for you. Okay, good for her. But so what I think they're gonna do, which is weird that they're gonna use the White House to set up a mega fight, but I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna have Islam and Ian as the co-main event. Have
always the bigger weight classes at the top now.
But I mean, American guy, brother. Sorry, it's our country. Have some respect, okay? I know it sucks. You guys didn't get the slot. I apologize.
I love the fact that American. I love the fact that them ice trucks are going to be on standby as well when the foreign.
Yeah. That's fucked up, bro. That's pretty fucked up. But yeah. I think this is gonna be the co-main event. And I think that's how they set up Islam versus Ilya.
I don't think Islam minds, but I definitely think Ali's the type of guy to be like, no, we're not gonna be unless we're main event. We're not, because to me, Islam Ilya has bigger name value than Ilya Justin. Do you get it?
Yeah, but no, okay, you're right. But I think they're in a bit of a dilemma where they can't just shoot the fight without these contenders getting taken care of,
I don't think they make this. I was convinced they're going to do Usman. What happens to that? The Usman noise went really quiet now.
Well, I mean, they fought back. I know Ian fought back. I think there's just too much pushback about the fight. Even though stylistically, I think he has a better chance than Ian, which is kind of funny. But like, it's kind of hard to say he doesn't deserve the title shot because of the 2 wins, and they've aged really well. I mean, the Carlos Pratas one has really aged well for him, and then beating Bilal, I think that's pretty decent for him. And then I think
I do think he deserves it though. I don't think you're wrong though. I just think it's weird. I was convinced they'd do Usman and both of them would retire, and then we'd have we got so many new young welterweights. My problem is they potentially match them against each other and kill prospects. If they did Morales and Prates, they killed one of their prospects for no reason.
Okay, so here's what I also think. There's a chance maybe homeboy got hurt, Usman, and couldn't take the fight. You know what I'm saying?
He has so many knee problems.
Yeah. So there's a possibility of that. Also, there's a possibility that I don't know, maybe the timing didn't work for him, and he thought maybe he could kind of diva his way into a title shot instead of just taking it. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the scenario was. Maybe they never asked him. Who knows? But there's a possibility. I was thinking about this yesterday. They could just do probably by the end of the year Michael Morales versus Usman. I could see them doing that, and then feeding him to world champion. I think
potentially, yeah. I do think Usman's the type of person to be like, well, I did you a favor fighting Buckley. Like Buckley's a prospect now. If I do this fight and win, you're gonna give me a title shot next. I do think Usman's kind of like that. It wouldn't surprise me.
But I mean, at the same time, it's like, I mean, respectfully to Buckley, it's Buckley. You know what I'm saying? That I mean, it was a good win at the time, right? But I don't think it made him the de facto. No one called him the number one.
You
Guy.
heard
I
all of
think.
this about Buckley trying to catch a fade with Crawford. What the fuck's going on with that?
Well, did you see the stream with Crawford and Aiden and Shakur?
Nah.
Or did you see the clip that he was talking about or not? So basically, what he's complaining about is that they were being kind of disrespectful to the UFC. But here's the thing: I don't get with these boxing guys and especially these UFC guys is that there's just weird competitiveness. But like, it's to me, it's two different sports. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't understand because it's like I don't think the other is better than the other, and I know they make more money, so that's the flex. But at the same time, like, I don't know. When I look at I mean, I will give them one thing. Boxing did kind of beat the UFC for 325, but I
Yeah.
don't think they beat them at 324. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in terms of entertainment value, I always say the UFC has the better product most of the time than boxing.
From top to bottom, I'd agree because I'll be honest with boxing cards. You're not like this, but I only watch like the main and maybe the co-main.
I mean, I was like that for a very long time until recently, until I finally started watching more of it, until I really started liking what the sweet science is. But again, like I said, like boxing, it's to me it's a different sport than MMA. Because there's way more ways to win in MMA. And different
I
out.
remember DC saying something about this. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but DC said something about he went to a boxing gym once, or he had boxers come over, one or the other. But anyways, he got hit by someone who was like he had like 50 pounds on or something extreme, and then he said that he's never been hit by someone so hard in his life. But it was just the way like they turn their hips and the technique and everything else. He was like, because we refer to MMA like stand up as like striking, whereas like boxers actually punch. And DC was trying to basically distinguish the difference between the two, and he was like, he couldn't believe how like someone who's like fights at like 170 hits that hard. It was just the technique and the differences between boxing and MMA.
Yeah, no, I think it's crazy. And also it's like boxing's been has been um has been around for a very long time. There's a very sweet science. There's a very execution, attention to detail on how things are done. MMA, it's like I feel like they're still figuring it out. Like boxing has very definitive styles that people can use to be very successful, to be world champions. MMA, it's like it's still hard to say what style is truly the best. Like some people would have said, I think maybe like a year ago, oh, the way the Dagestanis do it is the best way to do it. I don't know if that's going to
I,
be like.
I find that interesting though because we've only ever had like three champs with Dagestan. Is it three? Ankalaev, Khabib, Islam. Like they've always.
Yeah.
I think a wrestling base has a more positive like a Dagestan base because. But yeah, I know what you mean. There was a time where we had like everyone from that Caucasus region like champions. It was like Marab, it was like Islam, Ilya, and then Hamza, Ankalaev. I know what you mean. Like there was a period where it was like predominantly like wrestling or grappling heavy, like Pantoja as well, 125. So
Like the UFC has only been around like 30 years. It's been around for 30 years. So it's like, or MMA in general has only been around for 30 years. So you also have to think like boxing's been around for so long.
200 years, right? So
Yeah, so it's different. The MMA is some people might be like, oh, it's untechnical at times, but when like I what makes MMA so crazy to me is that these guys have to attempt, like none of them truly do it, but they have to attempt to master all these martial arts, mix it together, and then effectively beat someone at it and be comfortable everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Now there are outliers, there are specialists, right? But that's the attempt. In a training camp, you are attempting to be comfortable in every aspect of martial arts and then combine it together, mix it together, and then basically go out there and try to defeat someone that can try to beat you anywhere,
yeah, no,
So that's what makes it so interesting to me, uh, because it's kind of one of the hardest things. That's why I feel like MMA careers and boxing careers are a little different. Longevity is different, because like the way they train like it's insane. Like it's not it's not health conducive because like you're grappling that takes years off your life. The way those grapplers have injuries, with their necks and stuff like that. Then you take concussions like a striker. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to think about that. They
I was
beat
gonna say
body.
we're not gonna, because MMA's like really only been a sport for 30 years. We won't know until another 20, 30 years like what GSP looks like later on in life. Like, you know how we saw Muhammad Ali and stuff. I know he had Parkinson's and stuff, so it was a bit different. But Larry
Yeah.
Holmes and all those other guys, like we saw what they were like later on in life, and obviously how they managed, obviously, and a few boxers that we've had with CT and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
obviously, we're of that generation where obviously we're at the like infancy stage of mixed martial arts, so we
Yeah.
won't know how. Like, say, like Dustin's only in his mid-30s. Like, we won't know how the sport looks like until like Dustin's like 65, 70 years old, and how he looks like, how he sounds. Because I know people make fun of like Nate Diaz and stuff like that, but like, and like even Max Holloway, he gets made fun of, and he's only in his early 30s as well. But we won't know much because we don't have that much information about MMA. We won't know until we let the time pass.
Yeah, and I think boxing is they made like I think they're also a little cocky right now because they have Turkey Al Sheikh and they're trying to make the big fights that they weren't making. But in my opinion, I think that was just a response to what MMA was doing. You might call me crazy, but I do think there was a big influence of what like that's why I feel like it's always kind of weird that they argue with each other because
The way they stack those turkey cards from like the main card, it does look very reminiscent of like a UFC pay per view. Like, I
yeah, I
see like
mean
3 or 4 very good cup fights on a card.
you heard boxers even say it themselves. Like, I mean, Terrence has said it before. The best fight, the best. I mean, for the longest time, I mean, it took them like fucking 7 years to do Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
That was also to do with the fact that Errol Spence can't drive to save his life. But
yeah, no, 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 it is, but it's like,
if you know, you know. But
yeah, yeah, no, but like, but I'm serious. Like, with the way how the promoters do it, like they're
I
like,
am
oh,
surprised
here,
they're able to do it. But the way they do it, they just throw money at it. It's like, can you imagine? Like, obviously, I know we get UFC cards together so easy, but can you imagine, like, for instance, you have Terence Crawford like fighting as the main, and then you have like, I don't know, like Wilder and the co-main, and then Wilder's like, well, I'm not going to sign to fight in this card unless I'm main event. Like, you've seen fighters have weird clauses and be like, I want to be in the red corner, I want to be in the blue corner. He's got to walk out
yeah.
first. Like, the gloves have got to be made out of this. The weight's got to be like this. This is a rehydration glove. Clause. There's a
Yeah.
lot of nuances when it comes to boxing and making fights happen. Like, I feel like
Well,
having
the
super
reason, so
it's
the
going to be
reason
quite
for
difficult.
that the reason for that is because the Ali Act, because that allows the fighter to see the whole revenue and who brings what and who's responsible for the money that's being brought to the show. So they know, like, you know what I'm saying, who's the A side and who's the B side. The UFC fighter doesn't really know what money's being brought in, how it's being distributed, and who's really the reason for the ticket sales. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's I think that's the biggest difference I think between
I
MMA.
can't imagine that Shakur Stevenson sells that many tickets. I'm sorry.
Um,
Can't imagine he does.
not by himself and a bunch of losers. I wouldn't say so. I don't think he sells necessarily by himself, but I do think. I mean, they gave him a good card. You know what I'm saying? Like he had a great card to work under. But
I wanted to see him and Tank though. That was the one I wanted to see.
I will say though, to his defense, the last two fights he had, I mean, he had a finish and then he had a really great fight with Zepeda. I think that helped him too. I don't think he had some stinkers. So, and then also he had a pretty like popular dance partner in Tio. So that always helps. But yeah, no, but basically the point is, I think Buckley's like, here's the problem with boxers. Even though they have a sweet science, they're more technical. Like like the highest level guys are very technical when they go up against each other, and I do agree with that. But I think what Buckley's saying is they should respect the UFC more, or they should give those MMA fighters some respect. And there's been moments where I mean they brought Connor for a reason to boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Because let's be honest, that sport was dead until.
Yeah, there's no shame. I mean, Floyd was doing his thing. I'm not saying Floyd wasn't selling pay per views, but like Canelo Alvarez, I'm sorry, but like he was a star, but like he, you know, he wasn't hitting like a million pay-per-view buys. Like, I'm sorry, it doesn't. He wasn't. So no disrespect to those guys. I think it's always been a weird debate, but I understand where Buckley's coming from. I think there should be more respect given to those MMA guys, but at the same time, it's like, what's the point of arguing with someone that you're never gonna fight?
Different worlds, and it's like obviously like being a fish out of water, being in the ring, and then the same with an octagon. That one leg kick, and they're going to be contemplating life.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and Terrence is a pretty well-rounded boxer. I mean, he's a high school wrestler, and I respect him. But Buckley would legit kill him, and I say that in the most respectful way. Like, if they had an MMA fight, I honestly think Buckley could out wrestle him, submit him, or he could ground and pound him to death, or if he wanted to, he could take it to a Thai style and just kick him to death. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just, they could say whatever they want about Buckley. Oh, he's not at the top. He's not a real top guy. And make the jokes. But at the end of the day, it's like,
I think it's the same the other way around. Let's say, for argument's sake, Buckley's like a top 15 welterweight, right? And they're like, well, that's boxing's like pound for pound number one, and he gets smoked by Buckley in like an MMA octagon. But I think the same goes the other way around. Like, if you had Buckley in a boxing ring, like, he could probably get smoked by the 15th best person in that weight class. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's two different sports, bro. So I don't ever see it as like a reflection of one sport or the other. I just think you've got one guy who's so proficient in one martial art compared to the other. It's like, you put them in each other's camps. It's crazy. Like gorillas are pretty fierce, but you stick them in the Arctic against polar bears, they'll get fucked up. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, James Toney, one of the greatest boxers. I watch James Toney a lot. Like, he has some of the, like, people talk about Floyd's Philly shell, but James Toney has the best Philly shell, in my opinion, in the inside. You know what I'm saying? And we saw what Randy Couture fucking did to him. It was very quick. It didn't take long. You know what I'm saying? So, it's okay. I think they just need to start respecting each other. I think both sides need to just admit that, okay, I respect you. I understand what you do.
We know combat sports is full of prideful men. That is not going to happen. They are not going to concede.
It's like a weird competition thing. Like, I don't know why. Like, it's like I'll see one side like talking shit about MMA and this and that, or like
it's a bit like a dick measuring contest. I'm not going to lie. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's like it's the weirdest thing in the world. And then like, I don't know, bro. To me, I just enjoy it for what it is. Or like, I'll see people hating on Zuffa boxing. I don't know if you've been like paying attention.
I haven't watched it yet. Is it any good?
I think it's a great product. I think it's the best consistent. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Dana White has a better product than Top Rank already, or like some of the other minor boxing promotions that have a weekly basis, and he doesn't have a world title. I know people can say whatever they want about the Meta Apex. I love the Meta Apex right now. I mean, that Mario Batista, Vinicius Oliveira card was amazing. I loved it for what it was.
I liked it. I knew that was going to happen to Vinicius, though. I wasn't even surprised.
Yeah, but to go back to Zuffa, I think it's a good product. Honestly, they killed it. I think the first show wasn't that good. The second show got better, but again, I think people don't like it because it reminds them of the UFC and it causes boxing fans to hate. You know what I'm saying? That's why because they do the same thing.
Fans are so used to seeing like the pretty records and that, but with Zuffa, we're not going to get pretty records, man. The guys are all going to fight each other. Do you get what I mean?
And they incentivize the finish, right? You get paid more for finishing. Like, it's a lot of. That's why it's like the thing that people don't understand. Dana White didn't just televise MMA. He incentivized holy shit moments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you get, like, people don't understand that? Like, I remember he said it in an interview. I sell holy shit moments.
Yeah.
That's what he doesn't just broadcast boxing or he televised boxing or he's a promoter. No, he knows how to force these guys to go for a finish and make it entertaining. That's what Paramount is doing. And you can tell with the way they are structuring their cards, that's the direction they're going. But
so the thing I was gonna ask is, when's it on?
Well, it's on Sunday. For me, it's a Sunday, I think, broadcast most of the time. Sunday or Friday broadcast.
Yeah,
but it's on Paramount. I enjoy it for what it is. So, but yeah,
I'm
you,
interested, you know. But
you
yeah,
want to talk a little bit about UFC 325?
yeah.
Um,
I want to address the fact that they wasted our time. Well done, Dana White. Um,
yeah. At least it
absolutely.
was like,
We lost a Volk fight now, so we've got one less Volk fight in his career now. He beat a
but
schmuck
at
that
least
he's
it was
already
like back.
beaten.
No, my bad. I was gonna say at least it's back to back. You know, at least it wasn't like we're waiting a whole month for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's,
You know what I'm saying?
we all know that now we're gonna watch Lerone and Movsar fight in like 4 weeks, 5 weeks out, whatever it is, yeah. And we're gonna be like, why the fuck didn't one of these guys like? We're gonna realize how good one of these guys are, and then go, why the fuck didn't one of these guys fight Volk? Like it made no sense.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. I felt like the card. I'll be honest. I thought the card was lackluster. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it was one of those like top three, heavy cards. Like just it was built on three fights.
Yeah, it was like what Tallis and Teixeira beat Tai Tuivasa, who hasn't won a fight in
Dude,
9 years.
that's
Oh,
so crazy. We're gonna
oh
talk about
shit!
that.
They both ran out of steam in like 7 minutes in a 15-minute fight. Like Sarkio obviously knocked out finished Jamie Mullarkey with a naked choke. Tarfa went down to 205, which was fucking surprising, bro. I didn't think he'd ever lose the weight, but props to you. Ralston, Mahone, Oban Elliott got choked out and Offley.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. Yeah.
I wasn't surprised.
Um.
I knew he wouldn't tap. So I've always said it. Like some people just don't tap in it. So I knew he wouldn't tap.
Yeah.
But to
But
me, I've always said I've never rated him though. I just think that he has a lot of noise to his name, but I don't think
Oban. Yeah.
I don't think that necessarily ever matched his talent or his skill level. Oh yeah, fucking Torres Finney was on this card. Fucking how awful was that? Dana clearly doesn't like him. I don't know why Dana signed him.
Yeah. I was impressed with the Benoit Saint Denis fight. I was kind of torn on, but I ended up sadly siding with BSD. I just thought, but I was impressed with Dan in the first. I was like, oh shit,
Why
might
did
do
he
it.
stop throwing the front kick? That's what I want to know. He visibly hurt him.
Well, I think he wanted to grapple with him, which was, oh man, it's so crazy talking about how Dan wanted to grapple with him, But
It all came off of him, initiating that as well.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he initiated that. But I mean, Benoit Saint Denis, people can say whatever they want. They say he's untechnical. He is literally like the best thing to watch in MMA sometimes. You know what I'm saying? At least, especially for me right now.
I'm just saying though, with recent allegations, is it any surprise like Dan Hooker was any excuse to have a man on his back? Allegedly.
I know. I wouldn't expect anything less from take it to the gutter. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm not gonna lie, but it was, it's well suited for the topic of the title that we have right now. But I was surprised. But Benoit Saint Denis. Oh, what did you think about the stop? The stoppage was crazy, by the way.
Stoppage was a bit late, but the fight that really surprised me, if I'm honest with you. Like, I don't feel like I saw anything new from BSD. He still gets hit a bit. He still looks vulnerable at times, but he made that a dirty fight. So, that's the sort of thing that what I was trying to get at when I was saying Justin Gaethje needs to do with it. Yeah, he needs to make that fight so awkward and be like, it needs to look like an absolute car crash.
All right, call me crazy. I think he beats Arman, bro. I think BSD will take the missing soul of Gamrot, that the champion soul of Gamrot that was lost somewhere, and he will embody the new Gamrot, but more like vicious. And I don't, dude. I don't know if BSD can scramble like Gamrot, but if he is able to scramble like that, and then have those kind of moments on top like Gamrot did, or have his back, oh, Arman's in trouble.
BSD and Oliveira really interests me as a fight. I don't know if it will ever happen, especially if Charles was to lose to Max.
Yeah.
But I think the thing with BSD is there's a lot of big fights in there for him. There's an Arman fight. There's a potential Charles Oliveira fight. What do you do with Paddy now? Paddy could be on the cards. Is Paddy really going to fight Dan Hooker now? Like Dan Hooker's just lost a ton of name value. If you're the UFC, if you're the UFC and you're like, oh right, we've got Paddy, we need to get him a free win. You just give him Dan Hooker. So, you know.
If I was Dan, I wouldn't go to the press conference. I wouldn't. Fuck that. Fuck that, bro. I don't care. I don't find me. I wouldn't. To get humiliated. And you know, oh my god, they'd probably do it in the UK too.
Well, I don't think we're getting any cards, man. To be honest, if they strip Tom off the belt, like obviously we're not gonna have. They're gonna strip him, and it's not even his fault. Like that. This is the most frustrating thing as well. Like it's.
I mean, but we kind of saw it happen coming, right? We saw like a mile away. But hey, so let's talk about, in my opinion, the most impressive performance of the night, Mauricio Rufy. I mean, mini fucking Conor McGregor. Dude, he looked amazing, bro, against Fiziev. I know you never were too high on Fiziev, but
I've always said Fiziev would get found out though, and he's too small for that weight class. We've both called it.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy though to me? As I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, you know who's someone on TikTok said it, but they said something perfect. Fiziev is the reason he's gonna lose to Rufy is because he's too good at Muay Thai. The problem with traditional Muay Thai, that traditional Muay Thai stance, and you saw it here, is that there is no, and you saw it against Khalil Rountree, there is no back foot, or footwork based. Let's just say off the back foot defense or offense.
You're not as good going backwards as you are forwards. I understand.
Exactly. It's a pocket based or mid range based striking style, and he could not do anything. I mean, he was destroying Rufy's leg, but that's the thing. Like a lot of people, they talk about. Here's one thing a lot of people like to talk about when it comes to Muay Thai being better than like karate or taekwondo is about all those old school tournaments that happened back in the day where they had a bunch of Muay Thai fighters beat up these guys with leg kicks. But I'm sorry, it's not necessarily because Muay Thai is better than taekwondo. They just didn't know how to check a kick. Once these guys figure out how to check a kick and they're in and out and they're not getting attacked, and now they're hitting you with this thudding fucking jab and this pull counter cross, and they're in and out and they're blitzing you. It's too tough for these guys. Unless he catches that leg in a bad position. Rufy, oh my god, in a striking, like he is, I think he's the best fighting nerd. I know he's technically not a nerd now. He's a New Zealand guy, but or he's a CKB guy, but
you know what's crazy? I'm just looking for my group chat now. I called it to a T. I said Rufy has to use his long weapons to win, and it just fucking worked. But I thought he was measured. He lost the first round as well, but the way his footwork, like you were saying about the footwork, was key. Like I know Fiziev had him pinned against that cage, but it was like Fiziev wasn't cutting the cage well enough for me.
Yeah, but
Rufy's like longer weapons just made the difference, and I felt like a couple of times Rufy missed the extending hand over the top, and I felt like it was almost catching Fiziev. He needed to only catch him once, and he did.
Oh, dude, I agree. So like, that's one thing you said. So the first round I did give to Fiziev, but I felt like I don't know if those last 30 seconds he started to figure him out. You know, like you were saying about the lead hand, but yeah, I was just impressed, man. And he finished him. Like, I mean, Fiziev, I mean, he was like up, but his legs were done, you know, they were cooked. So
that's how I looked at it after the first round. I was like, right, Fiziev might be up around, but do you know what? He's won the battle, but he won't win the war kind of thing. I was like, I know Rufy's got it in him to find that one shot. You know, against Bobby Green, but it was just like I just knew it was going to happen because to me, Fiziev had to, like what you said about the Muay Thai and the pocket style. Fiziev really needs to have it at his range. If you're on the end of things, it's not going to be a recipe for disaster. And that's how we got at the end of something.
You know how people would say like, oh, if Edson Barboza would have fought prime Conor McGregor, he would have destroyed him. He would have torched him. I always kind of disagreed with that. You know, I don't know how you felt about it, But like that was always a thing. Like, oh, if Connor fights Edson, he'll attack. You know how everyone said like, why doesn't everyone attack the leg?
The way Connor pins you against that fence and lands that looping left hand, I'm sorry, man. That the way also Barboza get folded by Justin Gaethje. I'm sorry, man. That's happening to him as well. Like Connor's accuracy is just different, man.
And back in the day, he you know how Rufi fights. He wasn't like in that plodding boxing stance with his lead leg there to kick. He was in and out, so it's like he's not gonna leave his leg to be there. You saw what happened to Dustin the first time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah.
I always thought that was kind of interesting.
It's also the classic Southpaw orthodox, isn't it? Like when you're fighting someone who's orthodox, that's not going to be that same leg kick. Is going to be inside as opposed to being that shin to shin and stuff, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not always as effective.
Yeah, no, it was. I was impressed, man. This for sure was a showcase fight for him. He definitively showed who he was. I was very proud of Rufi. I think, I feel like out of all those guys, I think he really looked himself in the mirror and was like, okay, I need to improve on certain things. And I really need to start training with guys that are going to challenge me, guys that are my size, guys that are bigger than me, guys that are world championship level.
You could definitely see them feed him Dan Hooker and get him into the top 7.
You think he'll fight him?
I don't know what's next for him though. This is the thing. Like the rankings are a bit weird because obviously Paddy's dropped to 6. Benoit's number 5. So maybe Benoit doesn't get the Paddy fight on that basis alone. But Benoit might fight. I think it's written for Benoit Arman Tsarukyan, but Arman said he'll either fight for the belt next or Max.
So you have Rufi at 9. Oh yeah, you do have Dan at 8. Gamrot.
I think they'll do Paddy. I think they'll do Paddy and Dan, because I think they want to give Paddy a fight and get him back in the win column. Either that or they give it Renato Moicano, but I don't know who Moicano's going to fight because Ortega's pulled out.
I heard what's his name is
Ribovics.
Yeah.
It might be Ribovics, but even Ribovics, we'll see.
Well, if I was Dan, though, I would probably take the Chandler rematch. I would probably entertain that.
Do you know what's weird? I feel like of all the people who finish him, when I say finish, not necessarily grappling, but on the feet, Michael Chandler's the one to knock him out, but he can eat a head kick flush. It is weird.
I mean, Dan hits not Dan Chandler. Did you see what he did to that Patricio brother?
Yeah.
He murdered him. I'll never forget that. Dude, I'm telling you, bro.
I know he KO'd Tony with a kick in that, but has he scored knockdowns since?
No, but dude, it doesn't matter. Even if the steroids were old, he's still a walking pharmacy. It's just I don't know. They took his roids away, bro. I'm telling you, that motherfucker. I think he had a little bit of it in the debut, and then, dude, they took it away from him. But still, listen, bro. Dude, he even touched what's his name with it. Charles, the first time, bro. He was, whatever anyone wants to say about the guy, he was literally like a few seconds away from being a world champion. You know what I'm saying? That would have been crazy.
I definitely think it's weird though, because I felt like Chandler was tailor-made for that fight as well, and he fucked it up so bad. You got a guy with wrestling threat. He's an absolute workhorse and also explosive power on the feet, and
and he's short. He's super short. It's tough to out grapple, or wrestle.
A lot of similarities with Ilya, when you think about it.
Yeah, but I mean, Ilya's a fucking no. I see what you're saying, but Ilya's like a.
No, I get it. It's different, but it's like fucking Chandler. That dwarf style with the looping overhand, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's a better comparison, but yeah, no.
There's something about these. There's something about these Napoleon complex guys, man. They seem to hit very hard. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, 155 is interesting, but I think it depends on what agendas they want to run. They're going to be like, well, Armin, we're going to get you to fight BSD just because Paddy, we need you back in the win column, so let's get you a fight. I think it runs like that to them.
And then, do you want to talk about a little bit about the fight night? Obviously, we kind of talked about Mario Batista versus Vinicius Oliveira, but yeah, what did you think about it? I enjoyed it. All right, let's. I'll talk about Mario. I think Mario looked amazing. I think Vinicius is a cocky son of a bitch and thought he was a lot better than what he truly was. But I mean, he claimed to be injured, right, going into that fight. So, but I'm not gonna lie, dude. The kid, he impressed me against Kyler Phillips. I didn't think he was even gonna get to a moment where he would have a fight night main event. But I thought it was kind of embarrassing the way he went out, though. I will say that was
I think that was rough.
But, Mario fucking taught him the definition of respect. But I mean, I
thought it was a rubbish. I did think it was a rubbish card, though. I didn't think the card itself was that good, though. But I did well on the card, though. I got 9 out of 10.
No. I have to disagree respectfully. I thought every fight was fun. I thought there wasn't a boring fight.
I didn't think Cunha and Almeida was that fun.
Okay, we have to talk about that. Hold up. Yeah. Hold up.
I just don't think Basharat is a fun guy to watch,
No, that was a good fight, but you see, that's the problem. You guys, that's evil. You're going to hell. You're the reason he got fired. You know that?
What's the good?
You know that, right? No, he had a dude. This was a good fight. Hold up, bro.
It's like I'm looking at the card now. Donchenko and Morona. That was not good, bro. That was a bit sloppy.
Okay, you had. I think. Well, I mean, I think they had a knockdown apiece, right? But I mean, they only say they had one. But I remember Basharat got hurt. I mean, back and forth affair. Great striking from Basharat. Great resilience from Vasquez. I mean, it was a good scrap. Who else were you talking about? This fight right here, this little Polish I'm on about
Basharat Moto, whatever the fuck it's called. You're on the wrong card. Is that the right card?
No, this is the right card. This is the last fight night. This was a. Hey, listen, buddy.
Why are they showing three than mine? Oh, they're both on this card. I've got the fights confused. Sorry, I didn't realize both schmucks fought.
But no, I mean, maybe I have to rewatch it. But the G Matsumoto and even the Basharat fight, even though I felt like, it was a bit of an interesting scorecard. That was a decent fight. All these fights were decent to me. Jacoby knocking out this guy was decent. Dude, the Morono fight with this Donchenko guy, that was crazy. He looked good. Yeah. Nico Price got murdered. That was sad.
Do you want to know what's hilarious? Yeah, don't laugh at me. I picked Nico Price to win as well. That's one of the fights I got wrong.
Oh wow. Yeah, this was the only fight. I'm not gonna lie. I left to go to the store to get something to drink. Jailton Almeida. Okay, so
is this the bag energy drinks that you still be having?
Yeah, sometimes. Hold up. Okay, so who? I think it was. All right. Did you think Javid deserved to get released? Let's talk about that first.
His body. Do you know what it is? His body works good, but I just think.
He's not a bad fighter. He's actually he's really good. He's really.
I don't think Basharat fighters are bad fighters. I just think, in terms of what the UFC and the product is and stuff like that, like I'm looking at it now, like it's.
Well, he's like 6-2.
Like he lost to Zahabi and Ricky Simon. Obviously, that happens. But that's because he won, and then it's decision. It's like, they don't like those kind of fighters, bro. That's the UFC product now. Like all these wins in the UFC.
To be fair to him, though, I felt like he went for the finish in this one. He really went for it.
I think because he knew. I'm guessing that's the last fight he had in his contract, and I'm guessing like it's like you're 1-2 in your last 3, and it's decisions and. Like you said, the UFC want to create these holy shit moments. He can't give you a holy shit moment, so they got rid of him.
Yeah, I agree. You're right. Yeah, that's fair. And then okay,
I don't think he's a bad fighter, but I don't necessarily think the UFC want 500 of the best fighters in the world. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So
all right.
They want a mixture of rock and sock and robots.
Yeah. Was this fair? The Jailton Almeida one. Be honest. Would you do it? Would you pull the trigger on this if you were UFC?
I've always said he has some utility to him because he can fight at 205 as well. Especially because I've said to you before that 205 we do need more like bodies in 205 to be fighting.
Yeah,
it's hard though because he just wet blankets people. It's really hard for me to try and justify keeping him.
But okay, to be fair to him though, in the beginning he was finishing everyone. You remember?
He was. The Derek Lewis fight was a horrible watch, though. I couldn't forgive him for
Yeah,
that. Not when everybody
yeah,
else was getting Derek Lewis out of there in like 2 rounds.
yeah. I remember. Oh yeah, I remember that. He was. I remember Spivak, but he was finishing people, and then I think it was
I don't
Derek
know.
Lewis.
I
Then
don't know
he
what
fought.
happened here because this guy was talked about like being the like Khabib from the favelas and that, bro. Like they were
I
calling
mean,
him.
before the Volkov fight, people were like, "Oh shit, he might fight for the belt." It really was like that.
It was the Blades fight that fucked him.
And to his fairness, he was fucking Blades up before he lost. He was taking him down at will. Right? I was actually really impressed. But then he fought someone, in my opinion, that actually beat Blades, like the Dagestani cat. How do you say his name? Kuniev, right? That guy. I watched him fight Blades. I thought he won that fight. So once I noticed he was fighting someone better than Blades, I was, I didn't watch all of it, but I think the first round was really, from what I understand, the first round was like a copy and paste of every round. That's what I heard. But like, once he couldn't get the double leg, and then he would do these things where like he would back up against the fence and then drop down and try to go for the double. That's when I realized he has no legitimate like how I was talking about how like Paddy Pimblett doesn't have arsenals of striking. This man doesn't have a single leg, trips, head and arm throws.
Right,
He doesn't have an
no,
arsenal of
he
takedowns.
doesn't. It was just like he weren't digging for underhooks. Where's the whizzer at? Where's this? Where's that? It's just there's no other way to get him down other than absolutely like going for that blast double. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
It's like you understand. Like I think Tom Aspinall's talked about this before. He said that heavyweights to a degree, they're some of the least coordinated and have no sense of balance or anything like that in terms of the athletes on the fucking planet. He said that you can just knock people over their balance and get them on the ground so easily. But again, Jelton he was doing the right things for a while, but then I don't know, like especially the Volkov fight that pissed everybody off as well, and that pissed off the higher ups as well.
Yeah, I felt bad for him.
I think the writing's been on the wall for 18 months, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, I think. Well, the Volkov, I'm not gonna lie. I thought with how the judging's been,
But they got rid of Boudet as well. This is the thing with heavyweight. Heavyweight's scarce of talent as it is.
Yeah.
And they get rid of guys who are winning fights.
Yeah, he's
But
number 6 in the world too.
They'll keep like 4 or 5 guys that Boudet's beat, but they will get rid of Boudet. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, yeah, Kuniev is a problem for sure. I think he has potential to be entertaining. He is somewhat technical. Obviously, I noticed it. I think against Jalton, he should have tried to implement more striking. I don't know why. I think he was just trying to get a W, which I get. Respect to him. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't really watch it.
I do think it's weird though, because I feel like the Dagestani fighters can get away with fighting this way, but I feel like if you're American or you're from a different region, like they cut you so quick. Like, I don't see Dagestani fighters get cut left, right, and center, and they have this same style.
Yeah, what do you think it's because like they haven't got beat like this? I mean, he's technically on a 2-fight losing streak, right?
He is, but also he's losing to Volk. He's obviously the Kuniev fight, obviously ranking wise.
But we know how good Kuniev is, right? Like me and you,
He's not going to be ranked particularly high, but obviously losing to Volkov, he's arguably deserving of a title shot. Isn't slouch, isn't it? And I feel like for me, I actually had Almeida winning that fight, but I think they just did Volkov a favor because of the Cyril Gane thing.
Yeah, and also it's just kind of like I think in their heads they're like, well, can we really trust this guy in the main event? To really sell or to get people interested? Yeah, that's the thing. Well, I mean, heavyweight's just like trash now. I mean, I'm sorry, it's hard to say. I could see. Tom, he can't see. Actually, let me take that back. But I can see someone like Cyril Gane or.
Just say that. What is it with UK guys and people trying to blind us? By the way, they did this. They're gonna do this on top as well, bro. They're gonna have us all wearing eye patches. It's a fucking joke.
Yeah, I know it is crazy, but I could honestly see these more athletic, more technical, like elite heavyweights dominating, If they, I can really see in this era of heavyweight someone breaking Stipe's record of 3 title defenses. I can really see it now.
No,
Like, you
just
know what I'm
shows
saying?
Stipe was fighting like the best. By the way, like the top 15 when Stipe was first became champ, it would shit all over this top 15.
I mean, dude, Alistair. I mean, he kind of fought with these guys, right? A few of these guys in this era, like the remember Sakai. You remember that guy Sakai? I mean, we saw Junior Dos Santos fight tied to Avasa. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and they beat these guys. I mean, it's to the point where like,
Walt Harris was to one of these guys, and Walt Harris was getting a push.
yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know if we need to start making a push. I mean,
It's type 2 diabetes MMA, man. That's what it is. Like, these guys don't want to train. They just want to sit there and stuff their faces. And it's like, look at the state of some of these fighters, bro. It's a fucking joke. They're supposed to call these guys the baddest men on the fucking planet. You look at the heavyweights of boxing, and you tell me any of them look like this, like a stuffed turkey. Fucking silly, bro.
Yeah,
look at AJ, bro. He looks like a fucking Adonis.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what they do. I don't know if they just like. I was thinking. I mean, you know how they did the Alex Pereira method, right?
Yeah.
The kickboxer method. I think they should just do that all with heavyweights, right? I mean, if I was UFC right now, I would buy Glory.
Just grab the heavyweights from there.
And just say, hey, you guys are going to do MMA now.
They did that. They arguably did that with Pride, right? So obviously it's...
I mean, we'll see what happens, but I think that's the way to do it. I mean, I don't know. I think they're going after the Rico guy, right? I think they're trying to make a push for that. I don't know. I've heard some reports he might be.
I think he turned everything down though. Apparently the money was shit.
Yeah, I mean, for him, no. I heard he might get a fucking Usyk fight in boxing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I heard the same thing.
Yeah, and I get it, man. If he's gonna get something in boxing, then he probably was gonna get paid good. But what I'm saying is, I'm happy that they're pursuing it. You know, that shows that they're trying.
How serious are they though? It's like me saying I'm doing everything I can to like get this girl, but I don't actually text her. It's like, are you really trying? It's like the UFC will lowball him and say he didn't want to come. It's like, well, no shit. If you're offering him $2 million to fight, and then like Turkey offers him 50 mil to fight Usyk, what do you think he's gonna pick?
No, I agree. I think you're right. I think you're 100% right. I can't lie. I don't know. Honestly, Ed, I saw Luke Thomas. I don't know if you saw the clip. He was just scrap. Yeah, I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I don't have a problem with it. Like, I'm not gonna cry if they do it, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like there's a solution. You know what I'm saying? There are guys out there. It's just like, what do we?
I do think it's crazy that 304 MMA might be more relevant than heavyweight MMA right now.
Or it might just be a better division. Like, honestly, it's like...
Honestly, 125 is better than heavyweight.
Yeah. It depends on the fight, too. If it's a good, decent female fight...
When we started this show, would you have ever thought at any point you would say 125 flyweights is going to be better than heavyweight?
Okay, hold up. Actually, I have something to bring up to you. I think this fight was actually more of a technical scrap. These two, I think they were catchweight.
Yeah, Kong and Mora. That was a good fight.
Yeah, so these two right here...
And the Kuniev and Blades fight.
Yeah, was better than Jalton. Honestly, yeah. I had to remember.
Oh, Kuniev and Jalton. Yeah, sorry. I know.
Yeah.
You Blades first.
Yeah.
But honestly, you're not wrong. That's the scary thing. I don't think those. I don't know. I don't think those girls are ranked as well.
I think
Kong might.
Yeah. Be. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, they could be ranked like fucking 10 and 11. It's still crazy that the number 6 guy and a guy that, in my opinion, has top 5 potential look like they're not that skilled. Yeah, I mean, like, Jalton Almeida, he's been doing MMA for a minute. I mean, I'm not saying he has to be like some fucking wizard in the stand-up, but if all you got is a check hook and a fucking teep kick, you know what I'm saying? And a blast double to your name. I just don't understand how you made it to the top 6, which is crazy.
I mean, heavyweight MMA is not very good, so like you can get one. Like, we used to have Chris Dawkins as like top 8.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
remember that? We used to have
Yeah.
Walt Harris used to be like top 10. Augusta Sakai was up there. We used to have some fucking shit names up there in the top 50. Olenek was like 70 years old. He was in the top 15.
Yeah. I remember that. And he beat the shit out of
He's
Verdun.
just Von Flute choking everyone. It's like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you know he's
Yeah.
going to do it. You know he's going to just drag you to the ground. Why the fuck are you letting it happen?
Or okay, there's another thing we could do. I think we push some of these light heavyweights up. I mean, Jalton is a product of it, technically, right?
Mm.
I think Rakic. I think Johnny Walker. I don't know. I mean, Ryan Spawn. He's doing kind of decent.
I've been saying this for 2 years, you know. So
Yeah, you have. But I think now it's time to pull the trigger. I think I mean, to be honest, Rakic has nothing really to do at light heavy. I feel like he's lost a lot of the top guys, so he doesn't really have an option. Volkan Ozdemir, yeah, like all those guys, they
the
can
thing
go
is,
up.
someone like Rakic is more likely to fight at 185 than he's at 205. Like 265. Let's be honest. We've got D'Elia, but obviously, has D'Elia's aura a bit diminished with the Acosta fight because he literally poked man in the eye and then got knocked out like 30 seconds later. That was a bit crazy.
And then I like Acosta, but I know he's not gonna be a world champion. Even though it would be fucking hilarious if he goes out there and beats Tom after all the trolling. But still, like I just know the ceiling. I saw him fight Pavlovich. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like it sucks. Like, even like, what's his name? Jairzinho Rosenstrike. Jairzinho Rosenstrike has. It's so weird, bro. I don't know what it is, bro. Some of these guys, they don't have aura after they lose. Like, I never thought I'd say it, but he has more aura in dirty boxing than he ever did in the UFC. And some people might call me crazy,
Yeah.
but yeah, I swear to God, he really does. So I don't know what it is, and I don't know. They're not cool. These heavyweights they seem beta. I feel like Tom was the only one that had aura, and now he just lost it. Cyril, oh my God, his aura died after like fucking 2021 after Derek Lewis. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these guys are like, you know what I'm saying? That you can just make fun of them.
I feel like
yeah.
I know what you mean. I feel like the heavyweight bout used to be like such a flex. Like, when you see like Brock holding it, or like DC, or like my guy Stipe, or like John Jones. You used to look at them and think, yo, that guy is fucking cool, Or like Cain Velasquez. Do you know how
yeah.
Now I'm looking at it, it's like, yo, like Waldo Acosta might hold that belt. Like,
no, like none of them have. They're not like you. It sucks to say it, but you can't build the company. I mean, Tom had something. Wait, what were you gonna say?
You can't. Some people just have it in it. Like, you can't teach like charisma and all these things. But I feel like the Tom thing's so unfortunate because it's like that wasn't even his fault, and everybody shot on him as well. Like, it's so fucking weird. And now he's gonna get surgery. Now he's gonna get another surgery and potentially be out for like 10 months.
Yeah, and now I think our prophecy is becoming true because it seems like they're gonna pull the trigger. Apparently, I think they're gonna do it in.
They talked about Gardner as well being interim. They might make that fully like.
No, I'm hearing it's So I think it's Newark. They want to do a pay-per-view for Newark.
Is that New York? I don't.
Yeah, it's like New Jersey. Yeah, you're all good. But yeah, no, I think they want to do a pay-per-view for that. I think what's his name has been talking about heavyweight, and so they're like, all right, man. Well, we don't really have nothing for you at light heavyweight, to be honest.
Can you imagine how crazy it would be if they just stripped Tom off the belt and then just put like a new belt on the line with Jones and Pereira at the White House?
I don't know if they timeline wise.
That's diabolical if they did that, though.
Do you think timeline wise it fits?
Probably not, because it's in June. But
yeah, but I could see them what they could do. They need a main event for the White House, but I don't know. Maybe John doesn't fight, but I mean, no matter what, I think Pereira as heavyweight champion is something they're like, okay, well, this can last a couple months, I think that's how they're looking at it.
My only question is I don't want them to strip him, but you just don't know if Tom comes back after the surgery or when he comes back. So off that basis, you can't have an interim for 2 years. We can't have like a Tony Ferguson or like, I'm trying to think of other guys, or like Tom, ironically enough, was like an interim for like nearly 2 years as well. We can't have this again. Like
Yeah.
holding an interim belt for like years and years and years. Like Renan Barão used to do it back in the day. Do you know how fucking weird it was knowing that this guy's holding the belt, but like Dom Cruz is on the treatment table and stuff like that. It's I just think it gears towards Pereira and Gone. This was one of the things we called as well.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I can really see Pierre going out there and just beating him up, bro. Like honestly, like I honestly, what's his name's gonna have to like, he's gonna have to pull out something out of his bag. You know, Cyril's gonna have to be really
What makes
dynamic.
what makes this matchup difficult for Gone? This is what I was going to ask you.
Well, I have a hard time believing Gon won't be pressed to strike him and play kickboxer with him. I do think Gon has a different style than Gon Muay Thai. Like I don't know if you've seen Gon do Muay Thai. Obviously, he's more flat footed, but I could see him getting baited into like a calf kicking contest, and I could see him losing that.
The way Pereira just doesn't turn his hips, and he just his calf kick is so effective, yet he doesn't turn or add any torque to it. It's fucking crazy to me how he does it.
And then especially like, you know, Gon relies on the jab. I mean, he has a good teep kick and side kick, but he does rely on the jab. I mean, if Pierre starts timing the jab, you know what I'm saying, with the kick, it could get bad, you know. But I mean, Gon is bouncy. I don't know. It's tough. I think Gon's gonna have to be really well rounded, fight a great game plan. I mean, I know Fernand Lopez isn't an idiot, so he's. I mean, I've seen him like do some great master classes with Gon. You know what I'm saying? Like Derek Lewis, like just break people down. But I don't know.
I do think Gon's also been in there with Francis, who had that nuke in him, and he was able to do so well with Francis standing in front of him.
But is he gonna? Well, yeah, no. I think, yeah, no, I agree. But is he gonna make the right adjustments to win? You know, he's had a hard time in the big moments making the adjustments.
I know what you mean. In the big fights, it is like it's hard to get in a big fight. Like if the belt, I get what you mean. Like if you felt like the belt wasn't on the line and this was like a co-main, you would probably pick Gon because the occasion want to get to him.
Yeah, you know, call me crazy, but I feel like, dude, I don't think an eye poke would have happened if there was no world title on the line. You know, Gon found a way to fuck it up, you know, against Tom Aspinall. And he honestly, Ed, I know it was just a couple minutes, but I'm telling you, it was in the air. Gon was going to do something spectacular that day. And I could tell Tom Aspinall was going to have to fucking blast double him to get a submission. It was going to be one of those situations where on the feet, he was sharp that day, you know? He just fucked it up. He found a way to fuck it up because it was a title fight. I don't know why, but stylistically, it was one of those things where like everyone was doubting him. It was almost, I'm not going to lie, when I was watching, it was too perfect to be true, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, no fucking way, he's actually going to do it. He's going to beat this guy.
I'll have to watch it back. It's been a while, but I don't like watching it for obvious reasons.
I mean, no, to be fair, I mean, it's only like a couple minutes, you know what I'm saying? But like, again, what I saw was like, okay, the momentum. And it takes a great fighter to switch momentum. You know what I'm saying?
It infuriates me though, because Tom got poked twice, but every time Tom got close, those hands are extended, man. Like, even one of the clinch situations that Tom tried, seeing those hands nearly go past his face, it's like, what the fuck's he doing? Like, Cyril tried that a good 4 or 5 times as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it was a bitch move, but I mean, he's been a cheater though. I mean, it started with the Junior Dos Santos fight with the elbow behind the back of the head. I know a lot of people complained about it. They're like, well, Junior like turned his head towards that way. He got away with one, but I mean, the fucking
he doesn't get criticized enough. It's a really weird thing. Like he's getting rewarded with a fight. He's literally getting rewarded with a title fight because there's no one else.
Well, it's because it's like I think people see that.
We're also that desperate. We're also that desperate though as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's like, damn, he's good. So like, why not? You know? Because he's been in what? Like this is gonna be his 4th title fight.
He's done Tom Francis. He's done Tom Francis, John Jones, Derek Lewis interim fight, and then
Pereira. Oh shit, this is gonna be his 5th.
Yeah, including the interim fights. This will be number 5.
Yeah, I mean, shit, he's about to make Uriah Faber look like his little brother because he's about to take up for
I'm
like the
gonna
most
say, yeah,
like,
I could have sworn like Uriah Favors had a few title fights. I was like, can't think of
yeah.
anybody else, and it's just
I
like,
I don't know the way I look at it personally, Ed. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, damn, we'll see, man. I mean, it's a good fight, and I can't wait for it. Stylistically, I think Alex can do some shit here, and I think he can pull it off. But at the same time, you gotta respect Gon.
yeah.
But I
I think I'll be honest. My pick as of right now will be gone, but I'll need to watch more on the two and see. I'll also need to watch. I'm gonna have to look at Pereira's kickboxing fights a bit more and see how he's dealt with guys that are a bit similar to Gon in terms of the weight of Cyril Gon, but also like the
yeah.
style, and see how he's fared against them. But
And then
with Cyril as well, he's not really fought anybody like Alex at heavyweight because heavyweight MMA, as we know, is like truck driver MMA.
yeah,
So,
you're right. No, I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess the closest thing would be Volkov, kinda, but that's about it.
but then
Yeah, no, you're right.
Tom for like
Yeah,
2 minutes, but even that, but it's just Justin Gaethje might have the record. He's been in what, 2 BMF fights, 2 interim fights. I think he's had Charles.
two. He had two in undisputed. So four, like,
Two,
yeah,
yeah, 6. This will be number 7 if he fights Ilya. 7 total fights.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, he's had a lot. I think, yeah, no, it's for sure crazy, but I mean, I wasn't surprised. I mean, it's interesting when the UFC doesn't fuck with you. It's because it's like so funny because I felt like they used the John Jones ducking thing to build Tom, in a way, and then I don't know what it was, but it was like Dana was like kind of happy that happened to him because then he's like, oh shit, I don't have to like promote him like he's the man. You know what I'm saying? And I get to talk about my boyfriend John Jones the way I want to talk about him and say he's
Yeah.
the best. It was weird. It was kind of like,
His camp did all the wrong things that week. They were like, his dad was caught on camera talking about basically leaving the UFC and not extending the contract. Don't fucking make that public knowledge.
yeah,
That was stupid. And then DC gets caught. DC get caught on the mic being like, once you get past your god, who's there for you to fight? He's like, he said, Jailton can't fight in the division. No, that was so funny though. I know, like that's awkward if you're the UFC though, because one of your fucking analysts is basically saying you've got no division. Like we all know that, but don't say that out loud. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause you're supposed to promote.
dude, that was the funniest shit. Like I remember when he like the way he laughed too when he said it. He's like, yeah, John.
Bro, I laughed the first time I saw the clip. You're exactly how you're laughing now. Like,
Yeah.
it was funny though. But DC's not wrong though. I genuinely think like the way heavyweight is, yeah, DC can literally rock up, put on a singlet or whatever, and go in there and beat like the top 10.
I hate to say it, but it's the weakest it's ever been.
Mm.
Ever. I can't. I hate to
It's
say
sad
it.
because it's sad because say that Tom comes back, or wins the belt back or whatever, he's gonna be a reflection of his era. It's like he's so much better than everyone else, but it's like people are gonna go, yeah, but who's he beat? Like, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. He got Pavlovich in a minute. Do you know what I mean?
Dude, and then what's crazy? You can even look at it from this angle, even though some people might not be like, "Oh, get over it, eBay," da 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 da. But like, I mean, shit, Francis never got beat in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one ever took that mantle. That's one thing that you know what? That's when the UFC heavyweight division died. When he did what he did, and then John Jones going up from light heavyweight off a 3-year layoff, humiliated Gon. That was if I ever saw a humiliation ritual, that was what it was. I swear to God, bro. But that's when that division died, and all they had was Tom Aspinall. I swear to God, you call me crazy, but like I think because there was no true, like Stipe had a passing of the torch moment with Francis. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, I agree with that.
There was never that, and it's kind of crazy because like I felt like middleweight suffered, but they had Adesanya with the whole GSP Robert Whitaker situation.
Yeah,
right. They had they had that superstar, and I think Tom was trying to be that, and then he got fucked, bro. He got fucked that first title defense.
It's crazy.
And
Like, how can someone lose so much hype and aura over something that they didn't do? Like, it wasn't even a reflection of him.
I just think because so many people are used to seeing guys fighting while handicapped, and they think that's normal. You know what I'm saying?
The thing
Like-
is, everything's come out after the fact. They're all saying about all these conditions that he could have, and all of this is like, he literally
Yeah.
could use his livelihood now over this.
No, I mean people don't like. That's why I didn't really shit on him because people shat on Cejudo, and I thought it was a bitch move.
I said it was a
People-
bit move as well when they shot Cejudo. I might have laughed and called him a dwarf and stuff, but in the grand scheme
Yeah.
of things, like, they fucked him because even the way they came over to him, they basically made him fight the fight.
Yeah, and then I mean, to be honest, like it's not like people like they're like, oh, he quit. That means like he's not gonna win in a rematch. Like I've seen guys like even though Jeremy Stevens lost in a rematch, I think he overperformed in the rematch more than he was gonna do in the first fight. I don't know if you remember that fight with him and Yair Rodriguez, but
Like
like
the one with Jair trying to move to step to Bisping. The little
yeah. So in that rematch, dude, the last round, I remember watching. I was like, oh shit! If they had like 2 more rounds like they did in the first time, he would have broke Yair. Honestly, I swear to God. Obviously, the body kick fucked up Jeremy, but if you really watch that fight,
Jeremy
Yeah.
was going through that phase where he was fighting these guys like Yair and Keita. He was doing well in fights until he was getting caught. Like Keita as well, he did well in a lot of the boxing exchanges, but then he got caught with the elbow.
yeah, no, bro. But especially this one, he kind of like it was a bad look for Yair. He looked gassed and he looked like he couldn't wrestle. So I mean, the way I look at it, me personally, I don't think an eye poke is an indicative of someone's skills or lack of skills, or that they mean they're gonna lose. You know?
Well, it's like
Um,
Bilal and Leon, right? That's another example. The third fight.
Yeah, it makes me sad, but yeah, that is very true.
That's another example.
I learned that the hard way. I remember
a lot
watching.
of us, myself included, picked based off of those
Yeah, I know.
those brief
Yeah.
moments of that fight.
No, you're very right. Yeah. I and he looked sharp too. I remember Leon looked sharp as fuck that day.
Leon looked sharp as fuck that fight. Cyril looked sharp as fucking his fight. I'm not denying that, but
Yeah,
I
but
was
it's
thinking
just
going to be my logic when Cyril Gone gets folded by Sean Aspen on the rematch, because I know
Right.
Tom's going to come in there to take his head off now. Like he ain't going to play with that. He's blasting
Yeah.
that single double and he's ripping his arm off.
no.
The single leg. He's like,
I'm telling you.
I just
No,
think
I'm telling you.
if Tom comes back, Tom's coming back on smoke. We're getting a villain arc.
Yeah, or I heard he wants to get released. I mean, I wouldn't be against it, and I think Homeboy might be about it. It would be a crazy situation if we had Tom Aspinall versus Francis Ngannou outside the UFC.
Under what promotional banner though?
I don't know. I know he's beefing with PFL, right? That's what I heard. But
Yeah, that's his beef on PFL as well. Yeah.
But I mean, in other news, I forgot to bring this up. It seems like someone is trying to do MMA content on Netflix under the MVP banner. It could be a situation where Tom and Francis, they both want to box, right? They could do something where they do an MMA fight or then they do a / boxing fight. I mean, I think Tom he said publicly, right? Release me, or if
Yeah.
he said something, right?
I don't know
I
about
forgot what.
release, but I think. Is this in reference to Rousey and Corona?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you're aware.
Yeah. Fucking hell, who wants to watch that shit? Like 2026.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. That bitch used to sell some pay-per-views, bro. I don't know how, but that bitch did, bro. I forgot, bro, but I remember I was looking at the pay-per-view buys. She's up there with Conor, bro. That shit was crazy. I don't know how she did it, but she did
It
it.
is crazy though. We used to have better skilled male fighters as well. They never consistently sold 1 million pay-per-views like she did. Like, it's really weird. Really weird.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Francis is for sure gonna fight. I think that's why they probably made that little thingy. I think he's probably going to be a co-main event. Actually, you know what? Let me take it back. I think he's going to be on that card. That's my prediction. I don't know who's going to fight, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
The UFC releasing though, they know heavyweights like dead as it is, bro. To release the one skilled guy you've got, it's a weird move.
I mean, and then if they're not,
if you're the UFC, you know Francis is a free agent. You know if you release Tom, you put those two pieces together, and that's arguably a bigger fight than any fight you can make with the current UFC heavyweight roster right now. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
the only fight that outsells that is Jones and Pereira, but they won't do like. But you know John Jones is gonna tweet something so condescending if that fight happens, and it's like, "Well, come back, we'll do anything, John. We'll throw 30 million at you to fight Pereira." It's like, and then you're just front choke him in like the first 2 minutes, like you did against Cyril Gane. It's like,
and then what do they do if, like, let's say John says like, "Oh, I'm kind of like, I don't think I got it in me."
But John's what, 35, 36. He does one fight and he bounces. He'll be 37, 38. It's like, what does the heavyweight picture look like in the next 12 to 18 months after that? Like,
no, but what I'm saying is, what if Pereira wins, right? That key the puzzle's fixed. What if John's like, I don't feel like physically I can fight again. What if he sticks to his guns, right? Like, what do? You have Pierre fight fucking Volkov?
Bro, they throw the bag of Gable Stevenson, don't they? But even then, like,
dude, he looked like, I no disrespect to the guy, he needs some work. You know, he didn't look too. I mean, the other guy was a bum, but he needs some work. I don't know. You gotta watch.
I don't want to happen to him what's happened to Bo Nichols. You know what I mean? Like, and I've said this, and I've said this to you on multiple shows where I don't have anything against Bo Nichols. My problem is he'll get rushed too soon because of the gap between the top 15 and the other middleweights is so big that he's going to end up being too good for the unranked middleweights, but then he'll be not good enough for the top 15. And I was worried about that, and it happened against Derrida, and it's like, I get he's back in the win column now and stuff like that, but I get a stupid feeling they'll whack him on that White House card against like Robert Whitaker or something. You know, I get a stupid feeling.
Yeah, it was humiliating what Derrida did to him.
Yeah,
I'm serious. That was humiliating.
But I also think he fought a guy that's a 2-division champ with bags of experience like those. Something like that was always going to happen.
No. I hear what you're saying, but putting him in that position, it was. I mean, he couldn't even out wrestle him. Like that's his thing, you know. And so that's the problem. It's like, and then like Derrida, I mean, he got a lot of hype off of that, but I mean, you know, we saw what happened. They weren't really able to capitalize off of Derrida, kind of like, you know, being the next second coming of Dricus and getting him into that kind of like title mix. You know, I kind of look at those issues. Like, for instance, like, it's so weird to say this, but the UFC, they need to start protecting their guys, like how some boxing promotions protect their young prospects.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, they don't do that though. This is what makes the promotion banner so different though.
And I hate to say it, but like, you have to, especially for Gable. I mean, they kind of did it with Patty a little bit, but then they had to stop eventually. You know what I'm saying?
I've just seen something on Twitter. Yeah, you're gonna have to check this after we've done the stream because I need you to see if it's legit or not. Apparently, Conor Ben's left, but Matt Shrimmer signed with Dana White Sue for boxing.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't think he would lift already. Zuffa's signed some guys, but I mean, yeah, I don't think he would have done Eddie like that. But we'll see though. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know.
Apparently Dana White's like uploaded. Fuck, I need to check my phone, man. Dana White's saying it as well. This is coming from Dana White socials. What a fucking coup that is.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god.
Are you looking it up?
Yeah, it's real. Oh shit.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That.
Fucking, I'm gonna have to Google that bald fuck now as well.
Yeah. Damn, that's a fucking, yeah. Oh, that's a slap in the face to Eddie.
Do you know what's funny? Eddie talked so much shit about him this week. He just got to
Well,
make him one of his best fighters.
no, you know what it is though. Like to be honest, these guys, they're just like this isn't. It's what's it called? Slap fighting? What's it called?
Yeah,
Power slap. This
yeah,
isn't power
power
slap.
slap.
It's not. I'm telling you. Like now, some people might get mad about it, but it's not. He is legit pushing this. Like I am. If you watch the product, it's boxing. So if you don't like boxing, then I get it. It might not be for you, but the layout is a UFC fight night. They have their main card, they have their prelims. It's a three fight main card, but still they have that main card and they have their prelims. They incentivize the finishes. They say there's a bonus. You know what I'm saying? Then they have the post fight press conference. The way they do everything in their fight week is verbatim how they do in the UFC fight week. They have their media days. You know what I'm saying? Like they
What's
have
your
their
because I know you're a boxing guy. What's the thoughts on the weight classes they've introduced? Because obviously there's like bigger gaps and stuff, and we don't have the little weight classes in between. It's a very different structure, isn't it?
I mean, like I said, you have to understand they're doing everything that was successful in the UFC. Like this is what. Okay, here's what I don't get. Boxing people were saying this like fucking 3 years ago. Oh, we need a guy like Dana White. We need them to stop the weight classes. We need one unified belt. The only thing you can complain about, I can understand from the boxing people, is the wardrobes, the shorts. I get that. That I concede. I think that is a
I
little too
think
UFC.
that would change with more money and more like thingy. We have a lot of guys with custom shorts now, and they have like their own shorts. Like Max Holloway wears his like shorts every fight now. Like Paddy wears the orange ones.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, but when they sign bigger names, and guys are going to be like, look, I want these sort of gloves, I want these sort of shorts, all of this stuff. That stuff will get approved. As long as you bring the money in, they will do that shit. Like, there's no reason for them not to. Do you get what I mean? Like, you think they're going to tell? You think if they sign Canelo, they're going to be like, sorry, Canelo, you can only wear the Zuffa black shorts or whatever the fuck. Canelo's going to be like, what? Suck my dick. I'm not doing that. Like,
yeah. And I think also, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, I just honestly, what I think it is, I think a lot of the boxing community is gonna have to really admit, like, damn, like Dana White fixed boxing. Like they're gonna have to. I mean,
they're going to be in denial until it's too late, though, isn't it? But I don't know for sure.
to me, I give it to Turkey. I will say that. I will say Turkey really fixed it, but like it's not a bad product. I'm sorry, like Ed, like the first show wasn't the best, but they've been building, and I've watched. So this year I've been watching a lot of boxing cards, and it's tough. This is the one thing I watch that's not tough, dude. The layouts, everything, like the way they, even the MVP shows. Like when I saw like the Jake Paul Joshua card, like just the way they match make, the way they lay things out, like they're too. I mean, I respect it, but they're too women based with their like making Alicia Bumgard your co-main event. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that to the people? These guys, they match make properly, and they just, again, he knows how to sell holy shit moments, even in boxing. You know what I'm saying? You don't see stuff like that where you've seen a bunch of knockouts, bro, in a card. Like I'm telling you, bro, Ed. Like I've watched a few.
I need to get on this, but I think I'm gonna give it about a year, 18 months before like I make my judgment on where I think
it's like
what the ceiling is.
It's like Contender Series. Like when you're watching a Contender Series show,
yeah,
it's not going to be a sold out crowd, but it's not going to be like, oh my god, like it's like the fucking UFC 300. But hey, if you're not doing anything on a Sunday night and you got a couple beers in your fucking refrigerator and you want to watch some fucking boxing, that's the boxing you should probably be watching. Dude, Top Rank doesn't even have a TV deal.
Yeah,
that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I mean, respect to Dana White. Happy for him. again, he said it. These guys, they're losers, bro. I don't have nothing against Eddie Hearn, but he's a part of the problem, bro. Like these fucking guys, they're suckers, bro. They're not trying to dictate boxing. They're just overrated managers.
Mm.
They're not running it, bro. I'm sorry.
There's there's that expression. There's too many cooks in the kitchen, right? And it's
Yeah.
fucking everything up. That's always been boxing's biggest issue, though. But everyone wants a cut of the cake, right? Like I
Yeah,
started,
basically.
like that was always the issue, though. We've always discussed this as well at length, but it's just boxing will never fix itself until people to put themselves to one side, isn't it? But we need we need the we need heads to roll to make obviously the sport move.
Yeah, no, I'm just yeah, I'm perplexed. I'm happy, but yeah. Hey, so let's talk about. I know Teron Brown's probably gonna be pissed at us. It took us like 2 hours, but let's talk about UFC 236. How you feeling about it? It's kind of. Oh no, it's 36. 336. My bad.
336. Oh no, it's 326, isn't it? Oh,
Oh, dude, I'm so fucking tripping.
no, you're right.
Actually, before we talk about that, let me go back to the rankings. So I noticed at welterweight there's someone missing from the rankings. I don't know if you noticed it too. He recently got kicked out.
Is it Shavkat?
Yeah, Shavkat Rakhmonov. What do you think about that?
It's hard to keep him at like number 2, number 3, what he is when he's not fighting, right? Like I don't like. I look at it with a pinch of salt. I know he's one of the best welterweights in the world, so I don't need the ranking to like validate that. But if he's not going to fight, we need to keep the division moving. Again, that's no fault of his. He's obviously had another injury and another setback. But they
Yeah,
did it to Leon. So what's the difference?
yeah. No, I was like, damn, that's crazy. Yeah, you know, like I was like, whoa. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like, is he gonna be like another Zabit? Like, isn't that crazy? Like, well, he's different. I feel like he's legitimately can be like, whoa, you know, I just beat one of the top number one contenders, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like fucked up because it's like, damn, he was like decently active before the injury, you know. He at least have 2 fights a year, like that was his thing, and now it's like he can't
Have like 2
get
fights.
healthy,
I
you
just
know.
think. I think with knee, I think it's just more like a knee thing in it though. I know Cruz has had knee issues and stuff like that, but I just think I think he initially rushed back or the surgery wasn't right or whatever. I just think he needs to just give it time. Like
Mm-hmm.
the good thing is obviously there's a question mark. There's always going to be a question mark about ring rust when he comes back and stuff. But like from what I've seen of him on photos and stuff in crutches and that, he doesn't look like he's put on like weight or like looks. I don't want to say out of shape because obviously he's not training, but he doesn't look like someone who's like the sort of guy to balloon over and put on like 30, 40 pounds. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think he's kind of like been disciplined, but I do
Yeah.
think I think he's just been unlucky, man. I really do, and it's kind of crazy. Like Ian keeps bragging about it, and Ian's really like weirdly good at it because it's one of those like oblique kicks are like not something you do like consistently like a jab,
We've
but
always said this though. It's always been a tool that's been so underutilized in MMA.
he's really good at it, and apparently he's like, oh yeah, I fucking destroyed his career, you know. But yeah, it's crazy. It's fucked up, but yeah, I was like, damn, they pulled the trigger. You know, I was shocked they did it too. I was like, damn. But
I
yeah,
think it's only a ranking. It's only a ranking. It doesn't mean anything. They'll bring him back. Like when he's back.
mhm.
The thing is with them, they also didn't have to. They also didn't panic. They've got so many new names at the top now that like the Moraleses and the Proteses and stuff like that. That obviously they could afford the luxury of like kicking them out of the rankings. Whereas obviously if we had like Usman like still up there and Bilal and there wasn't anything else going on, then it'd be like, Joe, we'll just leave him at number 3 because you know what, we ain't got anything new or exciting. But it just goes to show the welterweight's in a really good place that we can afford to like remove someone as talented as Shavkat Rakhmonov and not blink really.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Yeah, Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira too. Yeah, how you feeling about? You know what? Actually, do I want to talk about this? All right, you want to shortly talk about what's coming up tomorrow? Actually,
This is a
what's it
Strickland
called?
card.
Yeah, Strickland. Yeah, Strickland Hernandez. Let's talk about that. How do you see this fight going? I've been kind of interested by hearing what people got to say about this.
Oh, my picks. Where do you want to start? Are we doing solely main card? My guy Rabib's on this, by the way. So probably.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, he kind of got better. He's fighting.
Now you want to admit it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I started noticing it recently. I was like, oh shit, he actually got better. I think he beat Sariano.
Oh yeah,
I know.
I
I know Sariano's been decent at welterweight. Dude, I was shocked when he beat Baeza. But besides, I mean, like the knockout power. I mean, I don't think he's gonna have the wrestling advantage. You know.
was gonna say, are you surprised that they booked Zach Reese with Michelle Pereira of all people? Like, I always thought Michelle Pereira was like top 20.
I
Like,
mean, he's been getting bitched, bro.
yeah.
He's been getting bitched, man.
The
Abus.
Hernandez fight was bad though. The Hernandez fight.
Well, okay, that's okay, right? Because he's been doing pretty good. But like, fucking Abus was out here teaching him the true art of gassing out while doing cardio kickboxing, and then Kyle Dawkins sent him back to Brazil. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, like it's crazy. But I mean,
But Dan Ige and that Costa kid really interests me because he was one of my ones to watch at 145 initially. Because
yeah, he's good.
He's looked really good recently as well.
He's good, no, for sure. He's skilled, but I do think Dan Ige for sure has the power advantage. I mean, he hurt Laurent Murphy. That's actually like a performance that's aged well for him. He actually did really well, arguably. You know, so I mean, when he fought Pitbull, I mean, Pitbull beat him because of the trips and the takedowns. I mean, Ige's. I mean, when Ige is defending his his top 15 spot,
It's
he's
weird, isn't
pretty.
it? He comes to life, doesn't he? When like
Yeah, like
he's got one of these new up and comers that ready to take his spot. He comes to life, and then all of a sudden, he'll just lose to someone who's like, okay, really? But it is what it is. Ige's always been hit and miss, though, hasn't he? Like, he's never really.
our boy Jacoby Smith is fighting.
Yeah.
But hey, have you heard about this guy? Is it Josiah? I think it's Josiah,
No,
right?
but
Josiah.
yeah, I've not heard, but supposedly good things have come out about him though. But
He's interesting. He had a fucking brain tumor. You know, he was actually supposed to fight instead of Hafiz. Um, he was supposed to fight JDM, but he got hurt, and then Basil Hafiz took the fight. But in my opinion, he was going to do the same thing that day to JDM and probably still lose. But still, he's actually been really interesting lately. I think this is a good test for Jacoby.
it's an interesting fight. It's potentially a banana peel for him as well, because obviously not a lot's been said about Hurrah at the minute, like Josiah at the minute. So
Yeah,
if you don't take that fight seriously, like obviously serious things can happen in it.
and he's interesting because he's literally like one of those guys that they have to he could literally I'm not trying to be an asshole right now, but he could literally be one of those guys that die in the octagon. Like I'm a lot of people are against him fighting. I don't know if you've seen it. The doctors, yeah, they're not a fan of it, right? So he's really, but it's crazy that he actually looks better post tumor surgery. So it's kind of crazy. But Jacoby Smith, I think it could get interesting if it gets late with the wrestling scrambles, and we'll see what his gassing looks like against another wrestler. You know, but yeah, and then I mean, I think Dalia beats Spivak.
I do as well.
Jeff Neal versus Uros Medic is interesting. I think
It's weird that he's fighting Uros though, of all people.
But to be fair, I will say one thing. I think Jeff Neal is the better striker, but Uros for like the first 3 minutes is like super fast and scary. So Jeff Neal has to watch out. But I think he should, if he gets past the first round, he should be okay. The Strickland fight, I totally in my heart of hearts want him to fucking embarrass Anthony Hernandez, but this motherfucker, he proves me fucking wrong a lot, and I'm tired of it. So I am not confident in Strickland, but I mean,
He's such a good anti-wrestler, though. This is the thing.
the T kicks to the body. I mean, doesn't it like, you know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't it write itself? But like, I'm just like worried that this guy Anthony Hernandez doesn't play by the script. You know what I'm saying? And just like, oh yeah, you guys think I'm not good? I'm just gonna fucking wrestle your boy and
Yeah.
just drown him.
You're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like my pick then. I'm telling you that much.
Oh, so you got Hernandez?
I've picked Strickland round 4 knockout.
I hope, bro. I really pray. That's what I want.
Only because I think obviously, I just think the work that Hernandez is going to do, it's going to be hard taking him down. It's going to be hard keeping Sean down. And I just think the way Sean's fight, especially with wrestlers who gas out or they put on too much of a pace or too much volume, you're going to have Sean jabbing at you, the 1-2, the teep. You're going to have him constantly pressing you in your face. Eventually, that's going to add up, and it's just going to become one of those things where he's got you in the cradle. He's got you in like the fetal position against the fence. Like, I just think that's how the fight's going to play out.
No, so my pick is Strickland, but I just feel like me picking Strickland is going to jinx him. You know what I'm saying?
It's weird though, because Hernandez lost to Kevin Holland, didn't he?
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, bro. It doesn't make sense what he's doing. I don't understand, dude. The Roman Dolidze fight. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was like, oh yeah, Roman's gonna fuck him up, bro, if they go to the ground, you know? And he kind of did something to Roman that you're like, that doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one really does that to people.
I'm just looking at the level of comp, if I'm honest with you. I get he's put this run together, but it's like Kopylov, Pereira, Dolidze. His best win is Brendan Allen, really.
Yeah, and that one was like, even that one was like retarded, bro. If you watch that fight again, like Brendan is obviously the more skilled guy, but he just got outworked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like if you watch it, like he in moments like when it's like pure jiu-jitsu, you're like, oh shit, Brendan gets his back. He's going for submissions, right? But it's just the point is that he couldn't consistently control the fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's where Fluffy did his kind of best work.
I'm trying to look at the last jiu-jitsu guy, like Sean's fought, man. I know Drickless can grapple. Costa, no. Dricker's the 2 fights. Izzy, no. Abuse, no.
Yeah, the last grappler
Jared,
was
Alex,
Usman.
Hermanson.
Oh no, actually, yeah, no, you're right. Jack, I forgot. But Jack didn't wrestle though. I remember.
Jack didn't wrestle. This is what I'm saying. They made it a stand-up fight, like 15 minutes from what I remember. Uriah Hall, Jack Cole, Brendan Allen. This was back in 2020 now.
That is true, yeah. And Brendan, dumbass, didn't wrestle either. So, to be fair,
I do think people just don't. People have seen that he's such a good anti-wrestler that they don't. When they're actually in there with him and they can wrestle, people go, "I'm not even going to try and tire myself out." And then
or they don't really see the opportunity. You know, they're like, "Oh, I don't see the opportunity for the perfect shot." You know?
Yeah, I just think guys like him and like more so him than what's his teammate called? Curtis.
You know what's so weird, right? You're gonna call me crazy for saying this. So, like, you know what makes Sean so really good at his style? Because, like, if you watch Curtis, the way Curtis uses his style is the correct way to use the Philly. Bladed. The only thing is, like, he's not as long as Sean. He parries correctly. If you watch Sean, like, fight, it's a square Philly stance. The way he parries his shot, like these punches, is like karate chops. You're not supposed to do it like that, right? That's just like any boxing coach is like, oh, you're kind of like you're overdoing the parry, right? That's how you get caught, right? You know, and then he's like swinging his head under, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing shit like they would never tell you to do in MMA because, like, you know, you roll, you might get caught with a knee, but like it's because he's so awkward and he's so good at it.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier about being so awkward that people look at you and think, "What the fuck?" It just throws people off their rhythm. Like rhythm is such, you'll know this as well because you like obviously box and stuff. But rhythm is such a thing. Like it's real. Like rhythm and timing and all of this other stuff. It's like, yo, when people do something that completely throws you off and you have to reset, it's not a good look. I
I'm
think
telling you, bro. What
that's
he did to Nasruddin is it's. I look back. I rewatched that fight recently. I was just kind of like, whoa.
so impressive. He did that 2 weeks. He fought Cannonier like the last week, like mid December, or was it the last week of December, something like that. And then he turned around in like 2 weeks and fought Imavov. It was crazy from what I remember.
Yeah, but I
He
mean,
doesn't, get, he doesn't get enough credit for those 2 fights as well, and how short they were.
yeah. But if Fluffy beats him, that's a big feather in his cap. I will say that for sure. That is like,
I'll be honest, though, of the two of them, though, I do get interested about how Sean would do against Chimaev, but it's hard now when we get one Chimaev fight a year if we're lucky.
well, I think the thing with Fluffy is because it's like he's like, I think it's weird because it's like I remember when he fought Rodolfo Rivera and we all thought he was gonna get submitted. I don't know if you felt like that too, but
No, everyone said that about Vera as well. People said
yeah.
people were saying
Uh-huh.
people were saying that he was like the best grappler in the UFC. I think Ryan Hall was talked about as well, but not like Rodolfo.
Yeah, and I think it's like ever since then he's always been looked at like as this underdog guy, but like it's kind of weird because it's like he's almost about to get a title shot, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like a top 5 fighter now. Like it's so crazy to think about, you know. But yeah, there's nothing you can do about it.
He doesn't look the biggest for middleweight either. It's really weird.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't look at him and think he was a big dude. Like I saw him when he was against Pereira. I thought Pereira looks massive still. And Pereira used to fight at welterweight.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. It's. I'm gonna be interested to see the face off between them. You know, yeah, who looks big, but yeah, we're gonna see, man. We've heard this, fucking story about Sean's grappling, so I know Fluffy's gonna shoot 100 times.
They do something right at Extreme Couture though. It's the same with Francis. The way they drilled it into Francis, and Francis learned how to stuff takedowns and everything else.
Yeah.
Like, we got to shout out Eric Nixick for that one because he's just a fucking genius.
Yeah, with takedown defense, yeah, I agree, but I don't know, Fluffy, but he's beaten some of their guys, I think, right?
I don't know, has he crossed paths with any of them? Like,
I think
Lizzie trains with them now, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he beat Edmund. Dude, that one was crazy. Do you remember that first round? With him and Edmund? Dude, Edmund was lighting him up with the jab, bro. And I swear to God, that was one of my most confident picks. I'm like, oh yeah, Edmund's gonna fucking knock him out.
We've said this about Edmund though. Edmund always looks good for 5 minutes though.
But I mean, it's the perfect way to knock like someone like him out. Like it's. I mean, it goes with like, okay, he's obviously weak to the body. He's been knocked out in the first round before, right? You're thinking like, oh, it's gonna happen again, and then you know what I've noticed? He's getting close, but he somehow scapegoats it. Like with Roman Coppola, dude. Roman was lighting him up on the feet. People forget about that. Fucking Michelle Pierre almost caught him to the body, just like Kevin Holland. You know what I'm saying? Edmund beating him up on the feet. But I don't know how he does it, but he flukes one of these takedowns or he shoots these horrible takedown attempts and then is somehow able to get these guys to scramble with him, and then he's able to get the back, and then you start the washing machine process that he puts all these guys through, bro. Like I'm telling you, what he did to Michelle Pierre, like
he fucked him up, man.
He should go to jail for that.
Yeah,
that was crazy, bro.
That was of all the bad beatdowns we saw, was it last year? That was one of the worst ones.
And I feel fucked up, but I was laughing, bro. I was just like, when you're like you're watching and you're just like in shock, someone's getting beat up that bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, like all like I was just like, no.
Michelle looks so good for a round though, but classic Michelle for you, innit? I think he's good. Do you know what it is, Will? He's fought a lot of fighters that like will turn it a bit like obviously the Pereiras and the Edmonds of the
you're right. You're right. That is fair. You're right.
What are you gonna do after 15 minutes? Sean Strickland's just standing there.
You're right. He fought some quitters. I'm not gonna lie, he did. You're right. I had to think about that for a second. Yeah, And Michelle, oh my god, I remember when Michelle Piero did that stunt with Tristan Connolly. Like that was crazy
Oh,
against the
so,
featherweight. You know what I'm saying?
that,
But
honestly, that was such a stupid fight as well. Because I think Connolly's like a 45 or a 55.
yeah,
A
dude,
short
he's a
notice.
45er, bro. Darren Elkins beat him, bro. It's crazy, you know. But
Beating a guy like Michel Pereira, who's like 2 weight classes up, and then this guy ended up getting ranked up at 185. So imagine beating a guy he was ranked 3 weight classes above you. That's crazy.
that is wild. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like I don't know, man. It's a weird situation, but yeah, I'm I'm kind of surprised by it, you know? Like I I think in my heart I'm just like, damn, Strickland should beat him, you know?
Yeah.
But I just don't want to be I just don't want it to be one of those situations where like I miss the ball, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, fuck, man. Or like I curse Sean. Like that's one thing I yeah, because I'm tired of Fluffy. No disrespect to him, but I'm just not a big fan, you know?
The thing is, yeah, I'd want Fluffy to win if I felt like he had a chance against Chimaev, but I don't think he does.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he it's always like a chance for like, oh, the Hail Mary underdog win. Fucking Chimaev gets tired, fairy tale ending for that guy. But still, like, call me crazy. I could literally see Hamza like catching him in a sub, you know,
Yeah. The
like
only
real
way
quick.
the only way I can see Fluffy beating Hamza is if what everybody says is true about Hamza finding 185 tough to make for some reason, and it becomes like Nunez Pena one, where like they just completely look exhausted after round like 5 minutes, and they look so unlike them, and it's just yeah, it ends up with them trying to initiate a takedown, and then they get wrapped up. A bit like how Connor tried to take Nate down, and he ended up getting choked out.
Yeah, no, I could see that. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Some kind of
But
sequence like that, but other than that, I can't see Fluffy. There's not many routes of success to him, you know. I don't feel like there is.
yeah, but I mean, it's gonna be a good one. Though. I'm excited. It's like a real legit. It's a good fight for sure. Stylistically, I think the way I look at it, like both guys can get something really big. Even though, like, I know Nasruddin's probably gonna fight for the belt, but it's like if they look good, like I mean, if Sean, like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I kind of want to see Sean back in a world title fight. You know what I'm saying?
I'm here for it, bro. In 2026, I'm here for it. I'm telling you now, if Imavov somehow wins the belt, it makes Sean look even better, and it's a more compelling case for Sean to fight for the belt next.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's something about like it's weird, but I know it was kind of cool to hate on Sean Strickland like last year, but it was kind of refreshing that Paramount little press conference interview he did. I know everyone's hating
I've
on him
not
about
watched
it.
it, so I still need to watch it, but shit's been said on Twitter about it, so.
But yeah, it was interesting. Like he calling like what's his name, like a fag or whatever. But yeah, no, I'm for sure compelled about it. But yeah, I just think like the way those guys kind of like act, I Anthony likes talking shit in fights. Sean likes to talk shit in fights. So it's like it's gonna be interesting to see who wins because they're gonna boast. Or you know what I'm saying? So it's like
I think Sean's hilarious with that stuff though, in the cage.
no, dude,
Do
the best one.
you remember during the Apex during COVID when you could hear him as well, like Kevin
Well,
Owens one. I'd have loved those two to like how they never crossed paths at middleweight was crazy to me. Strickland and Holland would have been so fucking fun to watch.
well, I mean, they had beef, right? Like they were talking about fighting each other on the Apex, but or like in the what's this shit called, the PI.
Yeah, that would have been so fun for 5 rounds to watch them talk shit to each other while they're throwing punches.
Yeah, but
Yes, that one, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm telling you, bro. Like I'll always forever like he'll be my hero. Well, what he did to Adesanya in that 5th round, and he's like, I watched it recently. Like he's literally just like yelling at him and stealing his aura and making Izzy look like like a nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's like kind of crazy what he did to him in that fight. You know?
So great. Honestly, I still think it's such an upset. Like people don't realize how much of an upset it is, because people had Izzy in conversations with Anderson Silva and shit like that. Like,
Especially after coming off that crazy win too over Pierre. Like, I mean, you
yeah,
know. So, but yeah,
crazy.
um, I I gotta do something, y'all. Like, sorry, I know I said I want to talk about 236, but I'm a little busy with some stuff. So I am gonna have to end the stream here, but hope you guys enjoyed the fight talk. And yeah, man, go follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. I'm not gonna be too active on TikTok anymore because of the copyright stuff, you know. So I'm just over it. But yeah, all the stuff is probably gonna be on Instagram more often, and I'll do fight talks on YouTube. But yeah, man, hope you guys enjoyed it. It's always fun and always great talking to my boy Ed. And it's been a pleasure, y'all. So hopefully you guys enjoy the next few UFC fights that are coming up. So yeah.